Welcome to the Imagine Not Being Leeds.
Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds. Now then, everybody, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds with me, AG and Bossnass, for everyone's favourite Leeds show, especially on a Friday night. It is Late Night Leeds. We are back, 2026, the first Late Night Leeds, boys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy
It's
New
both
Year.
of you.
And you, yeah, and you.
and you. I tell you what, boys, Late Night Leeds, the sort of starting it, developing it, the evolution of it, it's been, that was probably one of my highlights of 2025 in general, you know what I love about this channel, a lot of people I've met, just the growth, the friends and the chat always being positive and that. But this show, like, without getting soppy, it's class, and it means a lot to all three of us, this show. It's actually just got better as the year went on last year. So,
True. Yeah,
you're a div. Come on, don't make me look a fool like
that
that.
was the nicest thing I could say. I was about to say I don't care.
You love this. Shut up, man. You love this show. He messages me all the time, said I can't wait to see your face on Friday night, man. You know that.
That is definitely.
I meant you look right work there.
Honestly, I'm gonna chin you when I see you. Honestly, I'm gonna chin you over message after this proper battle. Anyways, let's see who's in the house tonight before we get into it. Tezza, as always, hey up, Tezza. Joseph, do you want to replace AG? Look, evening, men. Best lead show of the week. Thank you very much, Joseph. This is a good point by Ted. Apparently now, in some bookmakers, boys, we are the favourites against Scum. And I can't remember saying that very often, boys, which is a very good place to be. Top Banana, as always. Evening, Happy New Year. We all love Leeds. Cheers, Chalky, and tickle those likes. Yeah, please smash a like. It says Top Banana. I did, mate. I got one today. I got lucky. It's not what you know, it's who we know. Mike, from the group chat, as always, evening, boys. Everyone's favourite show. Tickle those likes and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Gangeen, hey up. Lots of Happy New Year's. Cheers, pal. And things to do on a Friday night. Have some whiskey and a bit of Late Night Leeds. Tell you what, it's class people tuning in on Friday with this, mate. It's like it's become a real thing now on a Friday night. I love it. Happy New Year, says Paul. Angela, as always. Right, let's get into it, and I'll get through comments like I normally do. Right, boys. This week's too good, too shit. Potential goal of the season at Sunderland. I didn't realise when Dominic Calvert-Lewin put the ball in the net, he was the 11th player to touch the ball. Remarkable goal, potential goal of the season. Liverpool, Anfield yesterday, first clean sheet for 16 matches since the 30th of August, to be precise, at home against Newcastle. Only our second clean sheet of the season. That had to make the list this week. Fantastic to get a clean sheet. The two shit, Joe Rodon injury, as you can see there, was brutal. That still there just looks horrendous. Awful to losing for the amount of games we have. Luckily, it's nothing too serious, but we'll touch on it again in the show. And the Ethan Ampadu handball suspension ends the too good, too shit. So, yes, that's where I am on those, boys. Any of them stand out to you before we get into the main show?
That injury was awful.
Yeah, it was. It was incredible.
It was there.
It's just not given, is it? It's just carry on. The referee was so in their pocket. It was embarrassing. And I don't usually think of that. I usually think it's just a competency issue. But he was so poor, the ref. Everything. Van Dijk at one stage gave a throw in which way he wanted it. He pointed out a line, the lines went, oh, okay, then. Like, it was pathetic.
Awful. It was awful, mate.
It was pathetic.
Yeah, it's been a busy week in terms of Leeds United. A couple of games, some real highs over those two games, and yeah, a couple of negatives to take out of both, unfortunately, even though they're both good results. But What's that, mate?
Just on that last message. I don't know if it was a typo or it was on purpose.
Oh, God knows. But we're going to go back to the first game at week, lads. We're going to review. We're not going to go over it too much, but we've got a lot to get through. But we're going to go over the Sunderland game, mate. So, yeah, Sunderland review coming up. Right then, boys. Oh, and just in queue. John McKinney, all right, Matty? You must be fuming with no Road and Ampadu for Derby. A little bit, mate, a little bit. These things happen, though. This is what you've got a squad for. I won't go crying about not having certain players available. That's for sure as a Leeds fan. We'll just get on with it as well, won't we? But yeah, so go back to Stadium of Light. We had 2 games back-to-back away from home. We started at Stadium of Light. A game that I think we all fancied a win, and that's not just us. I think them as well. I think both sides fancied they could get 3 points. I think both sides would have been happy with a point, speaking to a lot of people and seeing them on chat, boys. But Adam, come to you. Stadium of Light. Talk us through it, mate. That first half, how did you feel? We didn't. I mean, Rodon gets injured in first half, concede. We're 1-0 down at half time. But how did you think? Do you think they were on top that first half, pal?
I was trying to think what's even happened in this game of football. Like, it's so long ago, isn't it? Like,
How did you get 2 games a week?
This year, Matty. Like, what happened? First 3 minutes were poor. Rodon made us better. We changed shape, and then on we sort of dominated the game. But that's what I'd expect because, as I said on Outside Elland Road, I think we had the better set of players on the pitch that day. And I think we should have won that game of football. And I know you both were sort of happy with a point. I came away a bit annoyed we didn't get the 3 points. We couldn't quite get it over the line.
Bossnass.
Yeah, I genuinely, I think it's quite funny. I think, it'd be quite good if we could get if we've got any doctors in the chat. Because every time recently Leeds United goes away to big clubs, they all seem to lose the voice, and I think there's something weird going on there because you hear about this famous Sunderland atmosphere and you hear about the famous Anfield atmosphere, and then our few buses turn up, we get in the stadium, and then all of a sudden all these wonderful things they're not there, are they? To be honest, I think I was happy going into the game if we got a point out of it. But then after watching the game, after seeing the football match, I came out of it feeling like someone picked my pocket a little bit. I felt like we'd been a little bit shortchanged by the result. I don't think Sunderland turned up, lads. I've got to be honest with you. I think it is a case of what we did to stop them. I keep thinking back to what I said on Outside Elland Road. I think there might have been a little bit of a plan in there to just slow the game down and take the energy out of the stadium from the get-go.
Yeah.
I keep thinking on that, but yeah, I think going into that second half, pretty much into the final 15 minutes, Leeds deserved more than what they got. I think they deserved more than a point out of that game. I think Sunderland will be very disappointed with that performance compared to what they did yesterday against Man City, where they looked right on it, bang on it. So, yeah, I think Leeds were unlucky to come away with 1, but I think Sunderland will be a little bit disappointed with how they showed up. But on the whole, it's another good point on the road. Yeah,
it is, mate. I can't say other than that, really, mate. You go away from home, you can take a point, especially against the side, again, in the top 10. We've had a run of fixtures now. By the time we've played Manchester United, I think it'll be 8 games, his last 8 games are against the top 9. In the Premier League, so a point away from home, get 3 at home, which we look to be doing now more often than not, is great. But I do think that first half were a little bit. I don't think they were particularly the better side, but I don't think we got into our stride really. We had a couple of big chances. Okafor hit one, headed over the bar, and the big chance really come to Aronson when he took it onto his left and beat the keeper, beat Roos, and then Trey Hume cleared off the line. So that could have been 1-1 at half time. They had a couple more chances with Broby, if you remember that, AG. But going into half time, I kind of did feel like there were a goal coming for us. And I did think something very much like Brentford, AG. I thought they were there to be got at, and I felt come the end of the game with how well we played in the second half, a lot of people said it felt like 2 points dropped. It doesn't for me when you come back from a goal down. I don't think you can say that, drawing away at Fulham when you were 0-0, that felt like, a point drop. Dropping points against Bournemouth at home, that were 2 points drop when you were winning. I feel like when you're climbing off a canvas and you're 1-0 down and you're coming back and get a point away from home, you've got to take it. But that 30 minutes, mate, in that second half, Adam, were right up there for me. Away performances, of in terms of just a total domination. And it didn't last for 90, no, but that 30 minutes particularly after half time, Adam, were brilliant. And we got that early goal as well from Calvert-Lewin straight after restart, a minute and a half in. Beautiful team goal. We speak a lot about going direct, Adam, but we can play football as well. And, you know, that was a beautiful goal, that wasn't it, pal?
Oh, brilliant goal. I think that's the two main takeaways are the goal and, well, obviously the point, but Rodon's injury was massive as well, obviously. But the goal was a brilliant goal. I think first half we weren't brave enough on the ball, which like we're always looking for who's closest to pass to and who's most open. That was it. Didn't matter, it's backwards or forwards.
Yeah.
It's invariably obviously it's backwards because they're not marking your goalkeeper. So we kick it back to Perry, kick it back to a centre back, kick it back to a fullback, whoever it may be. Second half, and that goal in particular just showed how we're suddenly brave. Showing that level of bravery when you were passing someone that's not. Well, they are marked, but not necessarily they're right up their arse. But you're giving the ball into areas which we might lose, and you take a risk. But you trust your own ability, you trust your teammates, and you take that risk. And that's when, because you invite the press on. I think the left back was one pressing our goal. I think Sirkin was one pressing our goalkeeper. Now I haven't proved that. Well, was it okay? Because of Sunday. We was. But I've never looked in detail to prove it. But yeah, okay, great. Well, that's perfect. So then, yeah, you invite them onto press. And that's what if you can play through a press, you're laughing. That's the whole art of it. Yeah. Like Liverpool against us, and they start going long. So that and if you can play through that, suddenly you got lots of players out of position. But we did it all so quickly, and the quality was all there as well. Stack's ball was just incredible. It was so good. And then Aronson only picks the ball about halfway in their half, and so they had loads to do. But for once. And he's getting his way a little bit more now. He was direct with the ball and found the final ball as well. And that's the two things. And the bravery that Aronson showed is what he's been missing for a long time for me. I moan a lot about Aronson, and he even said something to Graham Smith after a game, I think, about people being moan about it, but I keep the ball really well. Yeah, everyone knows you keep the ball really well because you don't take any risks with it. You know, like lots of people can just cross backwards. 2 touch backwards. He took a risk that game. He went forward. He crossed the ball. Calvert-Lewin, great run. It was a great goal.
Yeah, no, exactly. Aronson, it's something that's always sort of like done our head in as fans, and that final ball, that decision making. And like I said, be running at pace to have a defender in front of him to be able to play that ball between two centre halves for him to tap it in. You know, that's what Calvert-Lewin needs. And we spoke a lot, haven't we, Bossnass, about that straight line from penalty spot to 6-yard box, which is just all Calvert-Lewin's finishes. And you know, obviously, it stops at Liverpool, which we'll go into soon, but. Just having a striker that let's be fair, a lot of people weren't too sure were going to be the answer this season. He's proving so many people wrong, and getting the ball to him, and you can see what he can do.
Yeah, I was very doubtful. Like I say, when we first signed him, I woke up to the news that we'd signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin on a free, but what you have to expect is considerable wages. Somebody will know exactly what they are, but I don't. But they will be considerable. I was very doubtful. I'm very, very doubtful. I was thinking that, you know. Like I said, it was a total gamble. It could have been what it's been for him the last couple of years, which would not have been good enough. Or we thought if we brought him into a new environment, you know, sometimes a change is as good as a rest, and we could get him back to what he did under Ancelotti. And look, within that 6-yard box, that central area has been lethal. And you know, if you like me and you was, you know, one of those people that thought potentially this could be an absolute stinker of a signing. You know, if you're going to say that, you've also got to be able to take on the information and go, hang on a minute, I was wrong. But look, you know, it is one of those. It was very dependent on injuries. We've got him this far in the season, unscathed. We hope to get him through the rest of the season, because keeping Dominic Calvert-Lewin fit will go 90% of the way to keeping us in this league. Because he's rarely being clinical with the chances that he's getting, and he's not getting like huge amounts of chances. No. He's not getting 3, 4, you know, big chances a game. He's getting 1, maybe 1.5 big chances a game, and he's finding the back of the net. And that's the kind of efficiency that teams with the depth of player like Leeds United have to have. That's what keeps you in divisions like this. Sometimes you can play 90 minutes very poorly and still come out with 3 points because you've had that one moment. You know, when you get 2-3 windows into your Premiership tenure, then you can rely on a deeper squad with depth of quality.
100%.
When you're freshly up like us, you have to really lean on those big players that you brought in that window. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin is doing one heck of a job for Leeds United.
Yeah, 100%.
The on DCL and him finishing chances, it's all one-touch finishes, isn't it? He's not the strike. Earlier season, it was a lot of things where he's like taking two or three touches, or running behind me, he's taking 3 or 4 touches. That's not him. He wants to be played the ball in the box, in a position where he can slot it in. Because his movement's very good, and he's going to finish those chances. So it's very much a feed the goat and he will score like situation, as in sure go, not like as in the goat, as in greatest of all time. I think we're just playing better for him now. I think we're allowing him to play in the box. I think the 2 up fronts helped him as well when we've utilised it. I think he can stay central a little bit more. I think we're asking less of him as in running channels, etc. But I think also we found a way to pin teams back. It's not necessarily, and because we're winning when we do get forward. Getting Sunderland, we won so many second balls through Stack and Ampadu.
Yeah,
we were just pinning them in like that. Even when he came back out, we were just nabbing it every single time we could. Goodmunson, everyone. And I think that's why when we pin them back in, and then you get enough chance around enough ball around the edge of someone's box, you're going to keep feeding it in the box, and DCL will get on the end of stuff. And he's proved it now.
He has, and like Bossnass said, he only really had one chance at Sunderland. I can't remember him having many outside that. I can't remember him missing many. Whereas the first 3 or 4 games he played in the Leeds shirt, lads, we were saying it quite often. You know, I think when he has more time, it's a bit of a problem. He had a couple of one-on-ones, didn't he, that he put wide and over early in the season. That instinctive finish where he ain't got much time to think, Bossnass, and it's just, you know, one shot, one touch, and it's a goal. But yeah, for the gamble, I think the gamble with DCL was we put all his eggs in sort of that basket because we didn't go out and get somebody who was fit and raring to go sort of thing, or someone who'd done it for the last few years. The gamble on him was the injury. The gamble wasn't a financial gamble, really, because he were free. Wages, whatever they are, 120 grand, someone says there. But I think the gamble was just, if it don't work, who've we got? Pinner or Metcher?
Yeah, I think it was more of a gamble than that. I don't think he's shown the quality that he's shown this season for 3-4 years.
Ancelotti.
I genuinely don't think he hasn't shown this since Ancelotti. And do you know, like, for me, it was more. It was trusting that our coaching team and the people that we have on the training ground can get the best out of him, because he hadn't. It's like, you know, it's like anything in the world. Once you lose your confidence at it, it affects your execution of the game. And that, for me, although he comes across still very a confident person,
he does.
Walking into that training ground from that move from Everton, and he hadn't had many moves. There's nobody that can tell me he didn't have some personal doubts about himself. It's only human to. Yeah. So yeah, it was more than that for me. It wasn't just a gamble on the wages. It was a gamble on, we've seen what he's capable of, but is he still capable of it? And do we back ourselves to get it out of him? And they have. So all credit, not just credit to Calvert-Lewin, credit to all the people that's around him, and also the service that he's been getting.
It's been exceptional.
Yeah, but I think we found a way to play that works for him better. You know, like, but we are finding a way to pin teams back. But, you know, to praise the recruitment team for getting him is right. But they didn't expect him to do this well. They can't have done. They would have hoped. But there's no way they thought it was getting Calvert-Lewin. If we had another 100 million spent, we wouldn't have got Calvert-Lewin. We'd have gone and spent 40-50 million pound on the striker. Yeah. We didn't think we were getting a 40-50 million pound striker. It's more desperation. This guy's free. We pay his wages. You know, he's not going to cost us loads in the first year or whatever on PSR. And of course, they knew he's a good player. But as Dan said, or Bossnass, whatever we call him tonight, I think it's down Sunderland Road. There's nothing weird going on. That sounded weird. What Boston said there was, I don't know where I've even gone. I've lost my train of thought completely now.
No, but if he can emulate what he's done in the first half of the season to the second half of the season, that's a 50 million addition to the books, because nobody's telling me that somebody who scores 15 goals isn't worth 50 million in this league. They are, and we're
28-year-old. Yeah,
100%. And and then this summer, there'll be loads of talk about clubs wanting him. Leeds will slap a 50 million pound price tag on his head, and there'll be loads of talk about, and quite rightly, because if you get 15 goals in the Premier League, suddenly you're worth a lot of money, and a lot of clubs want you.
Oh, it's going to be like Banter all over again, isn't it? It's going to be worth 40-50 million end of the season. We're not going to sell him. He's going to get injured, then he's going to pit it out his career. I'm joking, by the way.
No, there isn't any of that, of course. You know, you should sell players while they're worth money, of course, and that, you know, have replacements lined up. Calvert-Lewin offers a lot all round as well. If he gets 15 goals plus, he can do the hold-up play he does. If he's the threat in the areas, all those sorts of elements as well, then yeah,
they'd have beat your hand off, lads. They'd have beat your hand off at 49ers for 10 goals this season. He's only 2 off that way. With X amount getting all loads of games left. So yeah, I'm buzzing with it. Just want to touch on what Matthew Hall said here, because this has annoyed me a little bit. We got this at Sunderland as well. The moments that pundits are saying The opponents had a poor performance. Surely all these teams can't be just having a poor performance when they play Leeds. I do think there's a lot of people. I've seen a lot of Sunderland fans say it's our worst performance of the season. Liverpool fans say the same. You have to credit Leeds United for me in that. You do, Boss. I know these variables. No, I think Sunderland had people missing, and they may just have been off it. Like you say, the crowd weren't at it. It were flat in Sunderland. It didn't give the players that team, that 12th man. But Leeds, the pressing, the work rate, you've got to give us credit, Boss. That's going.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with what you're saying.
Oh.
But that isn't a Leeds United. That isn't a Leeds United specific thing. If say for instance, Wolves got that draw against Man United, 90% of what they talk about on Match of the Day will be how bad are Man United? What have Man United done wrong? This, that, and the other. It's always biased. If you're a Big Six team, you win. They'll talk about how brilliant you was in certain aspects. If you lose, they'll focus on that. The problem is that the way the media shines the spotlight on teams is just not even across the league. They will spend short amounts of times on the teams that are either newly promoted or not predicted to do amazing things, and the larger amount of time on. It's just the way it is. It's poor.
True.
Don't get me wrong, it's poor, but it doesn't just happen to us. It happens to.
Well, of course, absolutely. Like the media talk about what they think the majority of people want to hear about, and that's from around the world as well. So people want to hear more about Chelsea or Liverpool because that's the way it is. Match of the Day, the same. They all fall into it. You know, they're not going to go out their way to go, talk about Leeds United because we did a better performance in the opposition. They talk about what they think people want to hear about.
Yeah, if we beat Man United 2-0, then which could happen this time around. They'll spend 15% of that time talking about how good Leeds United were, and then they'll talk 85% about how things are going horrifically wrong for Manchester United and Bruno Amorim. That's just the way it is, and just like expect it because it's just poor from the media, but it's been like that for years.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, just to end on Sunderland, lads, happy with a point, get out of there, and then we face them at reverse fixture at Elland Road, and we'll do them then, won't we? So we'll take 4 points off Sunderland this year, and I'm sure we're happy. But 1-1, we're happy with that, we boys.
Away from home, absolutely. Any away point in the Premier League, you look at home form versus away form is massive.
The only bad away point in the Premier League this year is Wolves because everyone should be getting free. But other than that,
that's fair. Yeah, that's
100%.
fair. Right then, bring this one up from Fraser. Thank you so much. £10 super chat. Cheers, Fraser. To say we are disappointed with a point away from home just shows how well Leeds are doing at the minute. Farkas had a visit from God recently or something. All the breast, MOT. But I love it. Knowing it's me, mate, it could be breast to be fair. But no, yeah, 100%. I don't know what's gone on with Farkas. I'm sure we'll touch on that as the show goes on. But it has been a gift from God. It's been godly. But yeah, point from home. And we're disappointed. It says everything you need to know.
100%.
Brentford, Sunderland, and obviously Liverpool, and we kind of feel like we could have had more. So yeah, the where we were 7 games ago, it's night and day, buddy, 100%. Right then, let's move on, lads. Time for my favourite time of the show. Let's be fair, it's everyone's favourite time of the show. Bossnass's favourite part too, I think. Defeat the ladder.
right, boys, I ain't gonna lie, this one's hard.
Straight off the bat, fucking hell.
But I think it's hard. I've got 5 questions on notes. I've got 5 on pictures, so none of it's VAR for any of the VAR haters out there. Not VAR. You know what I'm saying? What am I trying to say there?
I got a clue.
No idea.
None of it's chat GPT for
there we go.
Oh, AI.
Yeah, none of it's AI, right?
Aye.
But it's hard, right? It's hard. So, yeah, get used to it. Listen, what we'll do is, I think you were saying, Matty, sometimes it's a bit hard to, call a group chat because it just gets a bit chaotic on the thing. So, should we just change it to phone Priestley for a lifeline?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty much a guaranteed win, isn't it? So,
It
anyway.
really is, mate, 100%.
And you might need it this quiz. Right, number 1, lads. Where did Leeds finish in the first ever Premier League campaign?
Where did Leeds finish?
First Premier League, the first ever Premier League. So was that 92, 93?
Yeah. I think we finished, Adam. So we won league before it was Premier League. As first season back up with Premier League, wasn't it? I think we finished
The first
No.
ever Premier League campaign.
We won the one Division 1 title the year before, didn't we? So we were champions. But then obviously we weren't champions after that.
Went up. What, no,
See, I think we finished like 8th, 9th.
I thought it was 5th or 6th. That's what I thought. 5th
We have
or
some leeway, Bossnass, like 10 places or something.
Yeah.
I think it was 6th. I think it was 6th. In my head, it was 6th.
Okay, well, like, if guns to my head, it would be 8th, but doesn't mean anything.
Just gonna keep going down chat from top a minute while I can. There's no way I'm cheating today, lads. I'm about 2 days behind on chat.
Does anybody know? Anybody know the website Leeds Live?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I've got that off there.
Yeah, well, that should be fine.
It should be fine, and it's correct. Right. I'm just double checking because which will give you an answer, which will give you a clue, and it's the first clue of the quiz that you are miles off here.
Well, that's what I'm thinking because we're saying numbers and you're checking to see if the 14th you've got or something is correct, or second or third. Champions League. So you see, we got to go higher or lower.
I really did have to check that, boys. I had to check that so hard.
Honestly, I'm sure, right? Under Wilco, we won the 2nd division. We went up. I'm sure. What at the Premier League then, though? When did Premier League start?
We won the Division 1 the year before the Premier League. We won the title. We won the Premier League the year before the Premier League.
Right, I will give you a bracket of 1 either way. So
right, I know now. Right, it was a shit one because we'd know. Well, I don't know position. We didn't win an away game all season, and you know that kit, that top I normally wear, the blue and yellow retro one. You probably can't remember it. That was the top. I remember we defended the title fucking shockingly, and it was actually really poor. Now I know. Yeah, it was. I still don't know.
What number you saying then?
I think it was like 14th to 16th. So
Okay,
I'd say 15th.
Okay, do 15th. 15th's low, man. 15th then.
Are you giving us any leeway though? Yeah,
giving us one either way.
If you pick 15th, you'll get 16th and 14th included.
Right. We're going 15th, Bossnass. Lock it in. Lock it in.
Incorrect. 17th.
Oh no, man! No, man!
17th.
No, man.
Did anyone get that in chat?
Yeah, someone green.
Oh, Gangeen. Fuck's sake. Wounded with that.
Yeah, boys, it was not fancy following up like winning the league with a 17th.
Let me just quickly shout some out, Bossnass. 159 people watching. Honestly, thank you so much. Get involved in quiz. Drop your comments in. Please smash a like on the video, on the stream. 68 likes. Let's get that up to 100 ASAP. Thank you so much.
Boys, do you know what it is? It's like you've got to get. You've never lost the quiz on question 2.
I think we have.
You've lost it on question 3.
All right, come on then. You said it was
trying
hard.
to find you an easier one.
This is fair. This. Have you seen
this
me?
One, you've got a 50% chance of getting this right, even if you don't know it. Right? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Who boasts a higher points per game average as Leeds boss, out of Marcelo Bielsa and David O'Leary?
Oh, for fuck's sake! That's a well hard one. That's a well hard one.
Is it?
That's a flip a coin. Ain't competition, mate. You're joking me. Brutal.
Right, don't answer it and hold the phone. We'll move it on to the next question. I'll try and find you an easier one.
I think it's Bielsa though.
To be fair, yeah. Finished third.
Strong. Yeah.
Finished third. Finished top. Finished 9th. And then even when it went south, it were only about 10 games, 12 games in, wasn't it? Something then.
It's long.
Maybe a bit longer. Maybe a bit longer
than that. But yeah, no, it's got to be Bielsa, surely. Let's keep it and let's go Bielsa. Let's be brave.
Honestly, if we're knocked out now, we're fuming, mate. My weekend's ruined. Here, sod it. We still play a game anyway, don't we? But it doesn't mean no. It's like, yeah, fuck it. It's like deal or no deal. You still keep going.
Are you looking at him, boys?
Yeah.
Well, you sounded quite quizzical then.
Yeah, Marcelo.
You got to say it. Locking it in, right? There's only 0.07 difference.
That's quite a lot.
Not in.
What?
0.07, not 0.7.
Oh, 0.0. Oh, okay. So, I see. Okay, that's not a lot.
Marcelo Bielsa
Oh my God.
got 1.86
That's
points per
high.
game. David O'Leary got 1.79.
Oh
Correct.
my God, get in there. Oh, you sexy man, Adam. Get up there, lad. Get in. Oh, getting that one right with like 4 play for me. I'm well excited. Get in.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Here
Right,
we go.
good. We're in now.
Still going.
I'll give you this one because I think this one. I think Matty will probably know this, but I would find this rock hard. So I'm going to give you it as a hard one. How many times did Neil Redfern act as caretaker manager before getting the job? So getting the job don't count. But how many times was he caretaker before he got the job in 2014?
He'd done it a fair few times, hasn't he?
What's a fair few? So I was thinking 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm same as you. 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
Can we have?
There's no bracket on this, lads. Come on.
I don't know when.
Looked on that.
He did it at least twice, obviously, because he kept doing it.
It's either 2 or 3, mate. So I feel like it'll 3. But it could be. It's one of them two. It won't more than 3. It won't less.
3
than
then.
2.
Let's go 3. Final answer 3.
Final answer 3.
Correct. Here we go, boys. Listen, you
Up yours, Quizmaster. Up yours.
You're guaranteed not to have your worst ever performance. There you go. You're guaranteed now. You've got
Come
to
on.
4. Right, question 4. Who holds the record for the most goals in one single Premier League season?
Oh, surely it's JFH.
No. Who holds
Oh.
the record for the most goals in a single Premier League season for Leeds United?
Oh, look, JFH.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, fair enough.
That's
Abbreviated
one of
like
the most-
abbreviated like that. I didn't have a fucking clue.
Who the fuck's JFH?
I thought you were about JKA. I'm like, I remember that. I never abbreviated Hasselbank.
Wrote Harry Potter.
I never abbreviated it, believe it or not. So you think Hasselbank scored the most in one season?
I think
Premier League?
Hasselbank's most was 18.
And obviously Viduka stands out.
Or
doesn't
maybe,
he?
maybe it was 16. I know Hasselbank got top scorer one season, but there was like 5 of them or whatever, all did it the same season. So it wasn't loads of goals.
My process would be Hasselbank, Viduka, or did you Bowen have maybe a really good season?
I don't think Viduka went mental any Premier League season.
He got 4 in one game though, man.
Yeah, but
It's a chunk, though, isn't it?
Yes, that's 4.
Yeah, it's a chunk, mate. You scored 4 in Premier League. What fucking chunk is that? I know a chunk when I see one. Trust me, that's a chunk. Is 4 goals in one game. Fucking hellfire, mate. Yeah, I mean,
You know what, boys? It's split in the chat as well. It is split. We're getting Hasselbanks, we're getting your Bowers, we're getting Vidukas.
Never your Bower. Never your Bower. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, as Matty knows him, or just Hasselbank. The guy that did the dance, he played for Leeds once, Matty. Yeah.
I reckon go with your first thought. Then if you don't really think it's Viduka, you're only going Hasselbank.
Well, Hasselbank, I think, got 16 or 18. Bamford's best was 17. I don't think it's Viduka.
Fucking hell, I never thought of Bamford. Could it be Bamford? Is he in conversation for this?
Well, he is. I think it's Bamford or Hasselbank.
He's been named in the chat.
I think it's Bamford or Hasselbank.
Surely Bamford isn't the top scoring Premier League player for Leeds United. Surely I'd have heard that. I'd have heard that at some point, mate.
I think it's Jimmy. I think it's Jim Floyd Hasselbank. I think it's 18.
That JFH.
JFH, yeah. The one, the guy at the airport.
JFH, where you can go buy a 3-piece sofa from. That JFH.
He got shot when he was president, JFH.
Are we locking that in, Adam? I'll tell you what, you're on form if this is it. I'll be well impressed with this.
Mate, I don't know if 16 or 18, but if it's 18, he is above Bamford. And as you say, if it's Bamford, I think we'd know about it.
I do. If anyone's watching us for the first time, we get nothing for this other than pride. But I swear to God, I'm sweating. This means I wait all week for this moment, this show. But I love this show, and to defeat the ladder.
Oh, Matty, do us a favour. Do us a favour before we get halfway through.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't even worry about it. Don't say it. There we go, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it tonight. Let's make sure on Viduka. How do we make sure on Viduka?
You can't because it's cheating. You can't be just
No,
searching.
I don't mean check. I mean, how on earth can we? Do we need to think about Viduka? I don't think he ever got that many in a season.
Got a few Wallaces in the chat.
I think now you said Bamford. Obviously, he got 17, didn't he? So it's between. I just go Jimmy. Or we'll be here all night. Go Jimmy.
All right, let's go Jimmy. Jimmy, final answer.
The answer is Viduka with 22.
Oh my god! Oh my god, Adam. Honestly,
he got it in 01 and he repeated it in 02, 03, 22 goals.
I have shown a real disrespect for the best number 9 I think I've seen at Leeds United there.
Adam, come on. Did he not score none of these down south when you were going to your away days?
No, I've seen him score quite a lot of goals now. You say it.
This question that we've just had will help you with the next one if you think about it properly.
Apologies,
right,
Mark.
Question 5. Who has scored the most goals in a single season since 1992?
Is that Viduka?
No, it's not, is it? Would.
It could be, mate.
No, I'm ruling it again.
I am well. AG, I am well up for shithousery like that.
Yeah, I know.
Because why I would answer it same again for pretty much same question, like kind of.
Well, I mean, Bossnass gave us a clue as well, but I thought Mark Wood scored 31. See, Chris. I forgot his first name. McCormack.
No, Russell. What year?
Loads of goals one season.
What year? 90 what?
No, since 92. Who scored the most goals in a single season?
92. So that is tough. But I'm pretty sure after going to that event I went to the other week, Chapman had a season when he scored more than Viduka. I'm sure Chapman got in mid-20s. I'm sure he did. I don't think Wallace did. I'm not sure outside that.
So that's League. Yeah. That's Beckford. That's Becchio.
Oh, we're out, aren't we? We're actually out.
We're out.
Do you know what, boys? And this is just a bit of advice. You don't have to take it.
No, we will.
I would suggest this could be a question for ringing the king.
Oh,
you might answer. Might answer. Keep chatting, and I'll see if it's on blower.
Well, we all just want to listen to you talk to Priestley, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Bit of eavesdropping.
See if he answers.
Put him on speaker.
I will do first. I just want to check he's not going to say fuck or bugger. You know what I mean? He's going to be halfway down the bottle of JD. Priestley? Yes, oh, mate, you're live on Late Night Leeds. Can I put you on loudspeaker? Please don't say fuck or bugger. Right, it's Priestley. Everyone say hi, Priestley. Hi, Priestley.
Hello, Priestley.
Speak up.
Hello?
Hello. Right, we have a question for you, right? Since 1992, which Leeds player has scored the most in a single season up to the present day? We've just had a question. 1992. We know Viduka scored 22 twice in early 2000s, but since 92, has anyone like a Chapman, a Beckford, a McCormack who scored more than 22 in a season? Wood, Chris, any of them ring a bell? It's a tough one, this.
Yeah. There's 3 that spring to mind.
Not three. Not 3.
Wood, McCormack, and Beckford, I'm fairly sure, all got more than 30 in one season.
Wood, McCormack, Beckford. No one from 90s like Chapman or like that, or Wallace, or you can't think of anyone from. No, you reckon Beckford, McCormack, they might be higher?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure those 3 all got 30 or more in one season.
We're going to have to go with you on this, mate. Which one? Pick one out. It's tense here on Late Night Leeds, I tell you. 151 people in chat, Priestley. We're literally hanging on your word. I love this.
Oh, God. Like I said, I know they all got more than 30. I'm just trying to figure out which one scored more.
I think Beckford, that one, you said no.
I think Beckford, but McCormack did score a lot of goals to keep us up one season.
Does he think McCormack scored more than Wood?
Do you think McCormack scored more than Wood, Priestley?
Yeah, I would say McCormack scored more than Wood. It's just whether he scored more than Beckford.
So it's Beckford or McCormack. We're going down with that. Right.
I'm
I,
gonna go Beckford. Fuck it.
It's going to go Beckford. Right,
Fine answer.
we're gonna lock in Beckford to stay up for, and I'll let you know if you're right. Locking in Beckford. Go on, boss. That's how we right. Is he right?
You can tell Priestley
I can tell Priestley.
he's saved the day.
Are you joking? He's got it right. Oh, Priestley, honestly, you are fantastically unbelievable at Leeds United trivia. You fucking animal. Come
34
on.
goals.
34, Priestley.
Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around that number.
2008, 2009.
2008, 2009. Honestly, I put my life on you answering the Leeds question. Love you a bit. Right, we've got to go. Bye, Priestley.
I'll see you Sunday.
See you, mate. See you Sunday. Bye, lad. Bye, 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 bye. Honestly, what a guy, mate. He's pulled out a bag again. Why are we shocked? He's an encyclopedia of Leeds United knowledge, that guy.
He is, mate. He genuinely is. Right, this is where the quiz gets hard.
Come on.
Oh, good.
Of course, I do listen to the people in the chat saying we need more range of decades. So, boys, these ones, look, we might be on a hope and a prayer for some of them. How much did Leeds United pay Manchester United for Gordon Strachan in 1989?
Oh, I should know this.
Was it? I'm gonna give you options on these because they are tough. Was it 100 grand?
No.
Was it 200 grand? Was it 50 grand? Or did we get him on a free?
Oh.
No, we paid. No, I don't think he won a free. He won. What it 1, 2, or 5? I won 2 off.
1, 2, 50 or free.
See, 300 grand was in my head.
Well, 300 grand is incorrect.
Mine were a couple of 100 grand. I don't. I'm trying to think how we left.
In a car.
Oh God, no. I think did he have a falling out with Sir Alex? I'm sure we paid something for him. I think it was 100 grand. And you got to think, worst thing as well. I was sat watching him on stage only a month ago, telling me about how he left Man United to join Leeds United. Should have kept Priestley that line. I'm going to go 100 grand, mate. Let me have this one, Adam.
Answer, according to the Guardian, right? This is where the next 5 questions come for the fact checkers out there. Is 200 grand.
I never locked it in, mate. I just said it. You never
asked. No, you're not having that.
I know. Yeah, loads of 200. A lot of people are saying.
A lot of people saying 300, but
yeah, 200. I knew it were a couple of 100 or 100, but in my head I went 100. But yeah, right, fair enough.
So this is a very important question. I'm going to handpick one for you because they're not easy. This one might be the best one for you.
Right.
Who beat these? We've got some Manchester United connected ones for the game coming up, and this is the first one of them. Second one of them. Who beat Manchester United to help secure the league for Leeds in 1992?
Who beat Man United?
Yeah, who beat them to basically guarantee the league for Leeds? Was it Blackburn Rovers? Did they beat Blackburn Rovers? A. Did they beat Liverpool? B. Did they beat West Ham? Or did they beat Tottenham Hotspur?
See,
A.
Blackburn comes to my mind straight away as well.
Yeah, Blackburn.
Final answer.
You're just that confident, yeah?
You're deadly confident, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, boys. Are you locking it in?
We're wrong, aren't we? We're wrong, aren't we?
It's Liverpool. Liverpool.
Oh, no. Why were we both so dead cert on that?
I don't know.
Oh, you dickheads. What are we doing?
That's fine. We got the last one right. We're still in here.
Right, you've got question. No, you didn't get the last one right.
Ah, well, that's bad
out.
then. No, I didn't really think of that.
We're out. Oh, look
You're
at
out.
Priestley. Liverpool.
You lost.
Oh,
no.
fucking. Why do we both just go Blackburn? It never even happened, mate. That never even happened. We're like, yeah, Blackburn, like we were there. Go on, Blackburn.
I was there,
Because-
man.
Go on,
Did they win the
Blackburn. There,
league
man.
Did they win the league title before Leeds?
No, year after Blackburn.
Year after. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Just association.
Yeah,
Isn't
no, absolutely. That's
Blackburn,
exactly what
man.
happened. Yes, absolutely.
Love
it?
Blackburn.
Right, boys.
man.
You've got 3 questions. You've got 3 questions to go to try and add a bit of respectability to a quiz which you have lost.
Right, me versus Matty. Go on. Last 3 questions. We'll just first answer we come up with. Go.
Right, this is difficult. Add up the number of times Bobby and Jack Charlton played each other in the Leeds versus Man United matches, and what number do you have?
Bobby versus Jack.
Yeah,
You've got. I'm going to go 14.
13.
56.
Oh, you win that, Adam. Be closer. Oh,
Yes.
never.
Right.
Oh, God.
How much did Alex Ferguson pay to bring Eric Cantona across the Pennines?
£1 million.
Was
Well,
it?
Go on. I'll say $1 million. I think $1 million as well, but 1.1.
Do you want to do it that way? Do you want to have closest
Yeah,
to
we
the
don't.
number?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Closest to the number. Right, go on, AG first.
1.1.
Matty?
1 million.
1.
1.75. No,
Oh!
sorry. No, that's wrong. I looked at the wrong. It's 1.2, so it's still the same outcome. 1.2.
Yeah, up 2-0. 2-0.
Yeah, that is 2-0.
Yeah, Matty's the ladder and I'm beating him.
Literally, Priestley gets every single one right, pretty much. In chat.
Yeah.
Before we beat Manchester United in the FA Cup 3rd round, when was the last previous time Leeds got a win at Old Trafford? The year?
1999.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go that as well then.
I don't really. I ain't got a clue, mate. I ain't
No,
got a
I
clue.
Um,
My worst quiz in year.
I can't remember us beating them at Old Trafford. So I'm going to go 82.
Mai?
99, mate.
The answer is 81.
Oh yes.
Fucking course it is, because Priestley's put it again. I don't even feel like that's right. I just feel like as soon as he types something in, it just eradicates time and it just ends up being his answer.
And that concludes this week's failure for the boys. So when you see the game over
That was shocking.
BT people, it's because they lost. Game over. The ladder beats the boys.
Well, that was depressing. That were well depressing.
That's a great start to the new year for the ladder.
Wounded, mate. Wounded.
I'm glad we went out when we went out, because otherwise we would have those 3 more questions and we would look bad.
I'm wounded with that. Like the fact he got some of the questions from The Guardian is like swearing to me, mate. Like, only thing I've ever read in my life was a zoo and a nutsmag. I mean, you're taking piss out of me. You are taking the piss out of me.
Never
lads.
got Max Power. Max Power.
Oh, never got that much. It was a little bit too dear for me. Too many pages. I didn't need that many. Just no, mate. Shocking. I hope everyone enjoyed that anyway. But absolutely, honestly, Andy, that was a poor performance from us. I think I was worse than AG tonight, which actually says a lot.
It's not actually that bad, boys. You've literally lost on the 3rd question in the past. You got to number 7 this week.
Yeah.
I
But
feel like I'm carrying the team these. I feel last couple of weeks, Matt, you have been poor.
I've dropped my levels, mate. I've
Right.
massively dropped my levels. Can I say? What can I say? It's one of these things, mate. I've got a lot to do. You know what I mean? I've got a lot on, mate.
Well, here he goes.
There we go. Ladder 1, lads 0. Same time again next week. You know it. But yeah, wounded with that. But we're going to move on now, and we're going to talk about a game that hopefully Adam can remember, but he probably won't. We'll see how it goes. Liverpool review. Right then, boys.
A seamless host, what they do, right? They go to the next bit, and when that little theme bit comes up, they change the backgrounds when they come back.
You host.
Mate. Well, Andy.
As you say, next week's not going to be any better for you because your best mate and my mate Priestley has decided we're going to do a joint quiz next week.
Wounded.
What? What?
Wounded.
What do you mean?
He's
What's
going
that
to give
involve?
us some questions.
Gonna get some questions.
How about Priestley comes on, does the quiz, and you get involved in answering it? Priestley jumps onto the quizmaster bit.
Priestley, do you want to be the quiz host next week? Just jump on for
yeah,
quiz.
he'll love that. Can you imagine? He'll love that. I think we should do it.
And then you can take part in the quiz forwards.
Yeah.
Right then, we'll have a chat about that. Right then, folks. 87 likes, 139 people in the house. Thank you for tuning in on this Friday evening. Please smash a like on the video. Right then, Liverpool. That should be fresh in your mind. It only happened yesterday.
Yesterday.
Tough. One of the toughest places to go, boys. They picked up the form a little bit, but it was a game I thought we'd get some out of it, and we did. Line-up wise, Bossnass, quite a few shocks in there. Not what I don't think anybody was expecting. I'll be honest. On the coach, well, just got off the coach. We see the lineup very flat going into take a seat. So should I say take the steps to where we were standing, but very flat. Knocked the wind out of our sails a little bit. Seeing so many changes, didn't really expect it. Main one Bogle coming out as well with a bit of a shock, and seeing Bornau come in as well. But yeah, how did you feel when initial lineup came out?
Dejected, mate. I thought that's probably going to be just a like a 3-1 Liverpool. I thought credit to Fark, right? Obviously, he sees them on the training pitch. He knows more about them than we do. But Rodon's out, and other than that, you think he's just going to make a bit of a switch in the defensive line. And other than that, we're good to go. And then you see that Bogle's not there. Obviously, Rodon isn't there. You've got Justin. You've got Bornau, really, who fair play to the kid, came in. People will talk about it, but I thought his match sharpness would have been through the floor, and he didn't stand out like a sore thumb, and that is a massive compliment to somebody that hasn't played any minutes. So when I saw the lineup, you got no DCL, Okafor's not starting, and you just think, well, we don't look our best at the back. We look blunt up front, and it looks like it's going to be a long afternoon. And then, just like Daniel Farke has been doing, for these last few weeks, he just shows us that the reason why he's the manager. But obviously, just referring to the lineup, yeah, shocked, and I was dejected. I thought we'd made life easy for Liverpool. Turns out we didn't.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the 78 RPM saviour there has got that right for me. They were my 3 best players. I don't know if I'm glossing them a little bit more because I weren't expecting him to play well, but from where I was stood in the ground, Bornau played brilliant. I thought Gruev were my man at match, and I thought Justin, especially in that first half, we're blocking everything, we're getting about the pitch. But yeah, Adam, like I say, the lineup wasn't what we expected, but it is a squad game. We've got a massive game coming up on Sunday, so a bit of rotation is needed. It's not something Farke does religiously, rotation, but we've seen a bit more of a change there. But do you feel the tactics were stay in the game as long as you can, have a bit of a go at second half, and then if you can't win it, come away with a point? Because that's how it felt to me. Defensive, sit back, soak it up, and then have a little bit of a go at second half. How did you see it?
Not as much that actually. I think when a team come out for the first, so I looked at it and I actually reserved judgment. Usually I just judge things as soon as I see them in terms of teams, and but actually Farke's built a bit more trust for me lately, and I thought, okay, he's probably got a plan here. So what is the plan? Let's see what it is. And I didn't understand how we're going to get forward, and I understand how we're going to try and stay forward, and we did struggle with that. But what we did really well is we sat into a 5-4-1 without the ball. And just sat in that block, which was a low block. But when we did get forward, we did commit people forward as well. We were willing for people to run forward and get forward. It wasn't just sit back and then attack with 1 or 2. We were getting forwards with 3, 4s, 5s. So I don't think it was necessarily just look to spring them in the second half. I think we were looking for moments during the game where we'd get forward. Actually, early on, we had a couple of do you know what the worst thing in football at the moment is? Well, not one of the worst, but momentum graphs. It's like,
I love looking at me, mate. I love them.
It's just what you see with your eyes, though, isn't it? There's nothing. You don't. Have you ever learned anything from a momentum graph? Have you?
Well, it just proves what I thought were right. Really, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen something happen. Oh, yeah, it did happen. Yeah, absolutely. That's as far as they go. But people are using them. And I have no idea why. But yeah, no, I thought it was better than that. I think we did struggle to get out at times because we didn't have DCL. We didn't really have an out ball in terms of an Okafor that could run with it forward. But he obviously didn't trust Okafor and Nonto as much as he trusts Aronson to back his man defensively. I think we had some very good performances in there. I thought Justin was excellent, actually. Defensively, he was really good. A couple of really good covering challenges. Bornau, to me, did look rusty. He did look slightly off it, and he didn't look very confident at times. But he grew into the game, and nothing I wouldn't expect from someone that hasn't played. So I think he did absolutely fine. And Gruev as a player, System player, when you're going to sit into a defensive shape, is very good because he will track his man and he will put his foot in.
He's very tidy on ball as well. Very tidy.
Sort of.
I thought he was very tidy. Just
You know
keeps it
what?
ticking over. Keeps it ticking over for me.
Finding moments in that left of the centre free. If you put him into that DM and first receiver role, he'll come unstuck very, very, very quickly. If he's got someone, but actually on left, he's got a little bit more space, and actually the shapes and the body shape, etc. When you're the left position, you can use left foot a little bit more because he's very one-footed. Obviously, we will, and I know we're talking about this, but we will miss Ampadu massively as a result. But yeah, Gruev on the left of that, I think we've actually found a little bit of a position for him there, and a little bit of a niche in terms of games we're looking at. Defensive defensive setup and a shit up. To sit back, and Gruev worked really well in there.
What did you make of? Obviously, we speak about going direct and stuff like a bit like we spoke about at Sunderland, where we score that goal, which is, built from the back. Something we've seen at the early point in the season, we were doing a bit too much and we got caught out, and then we've gone a bit direct. Now, do you feel like we've got a bit of a better balance now? We're playing a little bit of both at times. I mean, we played out from back at 2 or 3 times. What sort of sprung out to me when I was there, and a little bit nervy with Perry playing out from the back, but we actually kept the ball pretty well and built the ball up. The problem was not having DCL up there and no one really close to him that first half. We struggled to let it stick, but I thought we built the ball up pretty well in that first half to get it up top.
Yeah, the thing is for me, I'm not sure how much we actually, and this probably goes against what you two have said, but I'll just say what I say. I don't know how much we missed DCL in that setup, especially through the first half, because the temptation is when you have got that out ball is just to not be lazy, but take the obvious route and just ping it up to him. When we're playing like teams against Liverpool, especially at Anfield, if you've got those 2 wing backs bombing on constantly to try and support the knockdowns and whatever else, you leave yourself open, a bit more open at the back. Yeah. So I don't know if those wing backs would have actually gone to help him. So the problem with that, I would have thought, is if you just knock it up to DCL and it bounces off him, he's got no support, it's just going to come back. And that's when you end up actually going into a really kind of static low block, and it's just wave after wave after wave. And I think Liverpool like that. I think they love it when it gets into that stage of the game because they know they can win a game of football like that. With us not having that ball, we couldn't be lazy with it. We actually did have to get the ball on the floor when it was in those areas, try and find a yard of space and play quick passes to try and get out. And that not only did it frustrate Liverpool, it didn't allow them to get into that kind of that pattern, that wave of just coming and coming again and coming, where it becomes almost inevitable at some point. So it forced us not having that ball to actually play football, even though we was playing football mainly in our own kind of half a lot of the time. We still had to play football, so I don't necessarily think DCL not having him on there hurt us that much. But for me, it was the fact that we wasn't static in our defence. Like we was tracking players, we was moving with the ball, and we was being aggressive at that point to tackle. Like we wasn't giving Liverpool that half a yard that they need to manipulate the ball around the corner or just loop one over the top. The tackles were coming in. And we were frustrating Liverpool, and I think, I don't know. And listen, this might sound harsh on Farker. Like sometimes I feel like he almost accidentally does the right thing. And that sounds crap, doesn't it? Because it's like, did he know that was going to be the outcome of what he did there? And a lot of people will say, yeah, of course he did. But like at the same time, I think he made those changes just to rest legs and just to prevent injuries, probably on some advice from his physios of saying, look, you're going to have to give some of these boys a rest soon.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, I don't think DCL really hurt us not having him on in the first half of the pitch because we didn't have that lazy ball. And honestly, I think it was more about how well we did with stopping Liverpool, not giving them any time.
Really well organised, weren't we? Really well organised on football. I saw an interview with James Justin afterwards, and we were talking about, we knew a few days ago there were a few boys who haven't had many minutes this season so far, and we've been working hard on our shape and being really disciplined in our roles. And there's more ways to skin a cat. You can go, you can draw a game of football playing really well. We had a really good pocket of time at Sunderland where we played really well, still come out of a point. That was a different sort of feel for Leeds United. There haven't been many games, I don't think, under Farker as where we've gone away from home and sat in a bit of a low block. It's not something we speak about a lot as Leeds fans. For me, as we used to speak about a championship of trying to break down a low block. Never really remember that game 0-0 against Burnley. That were probably only one a few times I spoke about it as a Leeds fan. Going, we went there for a point and we got it. It's not something we necessarily do. It was nice to see us adopt that sort of mentality and go there. Not only to sort of try and get up. I know what you're saying, Adam. We'll try to spring attack. Obviously, we want to try to nick a goal. And if you have shots on target, wing corners with a threat from them too, you're only going to get them if you are putting it on them. But I think the general rule of thumb with that game was to go and not be beat and try and get a point, and to actually execute it were brilliant because they had some tricky plays in there. They didn't play the best, but I thought first half their strongest play were. I thought Frimpong
real threat.
I thought he'd give Goodmanson. Don't get me wrong, Goodmanson stood up to him quite a bit, but I think he had the beating of him a little bit in that first half, and I thought Ekatike with that ball over the top gave us a few problems. Outside them two boys, I weren't impressed with many Liverpool players, but in the first half, them two were the standouts for me, and I was a little bit nervy when Ekatike got played over top, and he should have scored at least a goal in that game, really.
Go on, Adam.
I think that should have been a penalty actually as well. I think
we're all over him, wasn't he? We're all over him.
Bijou just got the wrong side and just didn't let go. He wouldn't come off him. But yeah, I think we got a little bit fortunate in that one. But Frimpong was a threat, and Frimpong did do Goodmanson a few times, but he was left 1-on-1 with him, and Frimpong's quicker, so he just pushed it down line and ran.
Yeah.
But he can defend that. If he's coming in, his one option is to go. Goodmanson's trying to push him inside, but if he goes down the line, if he's quicker than you, he's going to beat you most of the time. That's the way it is. If you're 1-on-1, it just happens. So yeah, it was just one of those things. I think Leeds in general were very, very good. I think we tried to attack, as I say. I think even goal kicks. Bossnass absolutely right. If DCL's up front, I think you can be a little bit lazier and you just kick it up to him in every single form of long ball and hope he's going to win it. Whereas actually, with the Metro up there, you have to find a way to play through the side. We didn't do that very, very well, but except Stack got forward well at times. And I think the real way to tell whether how attacking Fark is and how he set his team up is how high the wing backs are. And if they're not in the opposition half a lot of the time, then that'll give you a real intel into what Fark's planning to do. What I did like as well was goal kicks. We went wide to Justin a lot, who went on Robertson and won the ball a lot of times. It makes just really simple things. Don't kick it to Van Dijk on a goal kick. Second half, DCL kept pulling on to Canate for goal kicks, and Perry couldn't kick it, and he kept kicking it at Van Dijk, the other side of the pitch. Really poor it was. Perry, someone said a little while ago, he's just not dominating his box. For someone 6'6", whatever he is, he's just not aggressive enough. He's not forward enough, and someone needs to give him a rocket. If I was a defender, I'd be giving him a rocket every other move because he just doesn't like. The ball's there to come out and get. He just doesn't do it. He'll hang back or come at the wrong time. There's a moment in the second half where he came out of his box and Bijou had to sort of kick it away. And if Bijou could have headed it back to him, if he just hung back in his box, he keeps making those slightly wrong decisions. He's got to get better.
Yeah, the thing is for me with Perry is that he doesn't seem to communicate well enough with his defenders.
Yeah,
there's a couple of times where he should have been really, stamping his feet down and shouting the ball, Perry's ball or my ball or whatever he wants to shout, because there's sometimes where the ball's in a bit of an area where two people and the goalkeeper can go to deal with it, and he should be, because it's just annoying. He needs to be much more commanding. He needs to be dominant in what he's doing. I would say yesterday, look, for me, it was just a very, very gritty and committed performance. Some of the last ditch challenges and blocks that James Justin was putting in, absolutely phenomenal. Love to see that from him. I will say on the Frimpong, compliments. I don't agree with that. I think he saw a lot of the ball. I don't think he ever really had any end product. I think when you look at Frimpong and you look at Goodmanson, they're better attackers than they are defenders. I think if you give I would say if Goodmanson had as much ball as what Frimpong saw yesterday, he would have done a lot more with it. Even we saw against Liverpool, he got round the outside of his man and crept into the box. Frimpong, he was very busy, but there wasn't any really end product there. So I'm not giving him any flowers for that.
Harsh. I thought Frimpong were really good, mate. Honestly.
He was a threat, wasn't he? He beat Goodmanson a lot, but nothing came of it. It's a bit like Okafor and Goodmanson. They're the same. They've both got a lot of good. And Okafor did at the end of the game. He come on sub. He got in a few good positions, and he's not finding the final ball. He finds the defender a lot, and both of them have got to get better at it. Both of them.
I know Mo Salah's had a bit of a on-off whatever season, but if I see him tearing down that side, I'm a lot more concerned than when I see Jeremy Frimpong.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
When he's got the ball in those attacking positions, I don't think imminent danger of a goal here. And look, he saw enough of the ball where he should. Look, it is what it is. For the money that this team pays out, and spending $500 million, and we're saying, they had some threat down. Well, you bloody hope so for $500 million.
They were moaning Bossnass, weren't they? That they come and sit. I've seen a lot of content creators on Liverpool space. They come and play the low block. I hate that. And it's like, look how much money you've spent. Look at the players you've got. That's on you to find the answers.
I'll tell you what, and I'll tell let's unwind that and actually find what you're really annoyed at. Is what you said, one, that you've spent all that money and you can't undo a low block, but also two, that teams aren't turning up and going, we're going to try and play you in an open, expansive game of football and let you turn us over 4-0 just because you paid tourist prices for tickets. No, sorry, it's not our job to give you a nice day out. It's just not.
It's bang on, mate. That it's bang on. Like you say, you've got to play to your strengths, and our strengths are having a game of who can score most goals, because we are going to lose that 9 times out of 10. But it's I was very, very disappointed with the atmosphere of Anfield, boys. I was happy to sort of have it so quiet, because it give our boys, I think, a bit of an easier night. But I swear to God, that is a myth. That is an absolute myth. For my first time going to Anfield, other than working there, that was so poor. You'll never walk alone was the loudest it got, and that wasn't hairs on back of your neck sort of moment like I thought it'd be. But when the game started, boys, they were so poor. The atmosphere is a myth, and there were a lot of Leeds fans singing about who was a Scouser in the black. Thought the referee had a shocking game. So before. Just to sort of end on DCL as well, obviously it got a goal in here, disallowed, obviously, rightly so, for offside, but almost we get that perfect result of 1-0 away. What do you think it does to DCL? His confidence is still high, took his goal well, that was obviously disallowed, but what do you think the conversation goes like with being told when you 7 goals in 6, you're on you're on a stretch of goals which is only being bettered by people 60, 70 years ago, lads, and getting told you're on bench? Do you think that's a tough conversation to have for Farke, or do you think he don't care?
If I'm his manager and I go, we've got to look after you, you've got lots of games coming up, you can't start this one, we can't risk you, we need you. If he shows off, I give him a slap around the back of the head, and that's it. Like you say, wind your neck in, didn't you? It's team, side before self.
He'll have took it well, what you'd imagine, but deep down he'll have been.
He would as well, because it's such an easy explanation, isn't it? Number of games in a row scored, all that sort of stuff, all lovely, but it doesn't make a difference. I'll go back one as well. I thought Strauch was excellent. Again, I really like Pascal.
He doesn't get the plaudits as much, does he? I
think he's brilliant on the ball, and I think he's an absolute brute as well. By the way, you don't see him out of strength. Robbie against Man City, Diaz, he absolutely bitched him at one stage. He just threw him out of the way and ran through.
Bitched him.
He did. I love that. And Robbie against Strauch was throwing him around like it was completely different. Strauch was too strong for him. Pascal Strauch and Bijol are two of the strongest centre backs you'll get. Like, they are both solid and they're both aggressive. And Bijol's been really good since coming.
Strauch's had the most underrated season, I think, at Leeds. I think he's probably been the one that's got the least plaudits. And I think he's had a good season, me.
Strauch is the most Brighton player, I think. One of the most Brighton players I've seen. Like,
what are you trying to sell him a Brighton for? Why are you trying to do this?
Just feels like summer again. 40 million. Pascal Strauch linked with Brighton. I just think a ball playing centre back, good in the air, reads the game well, aggressive. I think Pascal Strauch is a really the back three. That's the only caveat I would add, because I think he's better in a back three. I think he's brilliant in there.
Yeah. Richard Hogan says there, Strauch. I was just going to bring this up. It says Strauch is susceptible to pace. If my mind is not playing tricks on me, I think, was it Strauch who had that recovery run against Jeremy Frimpong?
Yeah.
Where Frimpong gets a little bit of a gap on him, which you'd expect with Frimpong, that initial burst of speed. But by the time he gets near the box, Strauch's up with him. He's caught up with him. I thought pace-wise, he does.
I don't think Strauch's slow. I think what we saw early in the season was he's Sloan and Rodon. That's true. Rodon's very quick as a centre back, But I think what we saw in the season was playing four at the back, fullbacks always bombing on, and then the both centre backs are out covering wide positions all the time. They're against wingers, fast forwards, and again, any fullback, if you keep putting them wide, they're going to get done every now and then, and they're going to look stupid every now and then. And that's a lot of so many good centre backs through history is the same. If they have no fullbacks there to help them, people keep knocking into that channel. The centre backs aren't going to look good all the time. They're going to get done.
On the DCL thing, like you got to think. When you've had a club come in for you and genuinely turn the trajectory of your career on its head, right? From someone who was being talked about to go into some of the graveyards in Turkey or whatever to play, to being in the papers and being talked about was a potential, locking to be on the plane for the World Cup in the USA, Mexico, and Canada. That's mental. Like at that point, if you're not trusting the people that have brought you in and got you back up to this level, then there's something not wired up right. So I think he'll have total trust in the system, what Daniel Farker and the coaching team are doing with him, the vision for this season. I think he's probably one of the most, I would say, happiest players in that whole setup with the turnaround and how his trajectory has just been turned on its head.
Yeah. And his teammates look after him as well. They give him the balls he needs. Like really, they look up and they look for him. If you're in the opposition's half now, we look to get into the box for DCL. It's simplified.
He's always got a smile on his face as well. Like you see some of these. I don't know if you guys ever watch them, but you see some of these like Leeds United things on YouTube that they do with other companies where they have to like guess the footballer or stuff like that. And you see him in and around the training ground and stuff like that. He's always got a beaming smile on his face.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's getting on with everybody. Just looks in a really good moment.
Yeah, it looked all right running up and down as well, warming up. He looked in happy spirits. He were getting the songs that were getting sung from us were all aimed at DCL as well. So we're loving it. You can tell he's loving his time at Leeds.
Yeah.
Just he would have liked that run to continue, and obviously been on pitch for an extra hour. Maybe he does, but his goal, nice little touch by Bornau. I can't even remember how Bornau ended up there. I don't think he come from a set piece. Like Bornau,
it was a set piece.
And they went out and came back.
Everyone else went back. Bornau went, I'll just hang up here for a little while.
Nice little touch when it flicks his leg out, and then obviously, let's be fair, gets a beautiful finish, but obviously flags up. We go mental for about 3 seconds, but then it obviously ends 0-0. But just to sort of touch on, I don't want to really speak about why it affects us in the Man United game because we've got a preview to do in about 5-10 minutes. But the yellow card for Ampadu, it hits his arm. I were a long way from it. I've watched it back. Do you think it was a booking? Do you think it's a free kick, but no booking?
I don't think it's a free kick. I think the ref was delighted to give it. He was so happy something happened to give for Liverpool. That's what it felt like. It was ridiculous.
Do you know what it felt like to me? It felt like one of those tallying up things. He'd let a couple of challenges go.
Yeah.
Which were play on, by the way. It was, shoulder to shoulder, like even contest things. But the pressure of the crowd getting more and more disgruntled sometimes, and they do it. Referees bow to it. It's just like, and they just go, right, I'll give that one then. Because the free kick one in like a massively dangerous area. It just wasn't even a booking. It wasn't anything. It was pretty much. It's where those dots were on this top here. It's right there. So it's pretty much on his shoulder. It was poor.
Farker were fuming when after the game. He was fuming.
I'll tell you what was a free kick on the edge of the box. Stack, where the player goes down because he's got a tap on the cheek or whatever, and ref doesn't do anything, doesn't give anything. He didn't see it as a foul, and then Stack gets fouled. He waits for that moment, blows the whistle, and goes, "Oh, I've got to stop it, head injury." You've stopped it for the free kick, you whatever. Just carry, and then he gave him a drop ball. He just gave nothing, but he stopped it for the head injury. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
What he should have done is blown for the free kick and then paused the game for the head injury.
Absolutely, because the moment you stop for a head injury is when the free kick happens anyway. So you've stopped the game, then he can get any help he needs for his scratched cheek.
It's literally blow your whistle for free kick and then just wave on the physios.
Incredible. It was incredible to see that drop ball there. That was so poor. I think the referee was bad all game. There's a couple of things should have been corners for us. I mean, there's goal kick should have been a goal kick for us. He gave a corner. A couple of times they went down lightly. He gives it. Some couple of times we do. He doesn't give it. I think he was very biased, and I think he wanted. They're all human, and when a crowd's on top of you, I think sometimes you want to, he wanted to appease them, and that's what I think. What
Do you know
happened.
what? Do you know what the giveaway is? Is when ex-players from like the 90s into the early 2000s come out on podcasts and talk about Big Six bias and how it won them some games here and there, and it's like, if we can admit now, because they haven't been playing the game for like 5 to 10 years, if they can admit it now, then obviously.
Sorry, Danny. Even the thing of like he's been managing Liverpool and those players for years. They all know him. There's a bias involved. John Terry used to learn their wives' names and ask how they are and stuff like that. He could really get into like charm offense of the whole game. All that nonsense is going on non-stop. All these new guys coming to the league. It's not. I'm not a Tim Full Hat guy. Most of the time, a lot of stuff is just a competency issue. But that I think a lot of that was off from me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Roger says, "Is it too late for him to overturn?" I don't think you can overturn a yellow card, boys. I think you can only appeal.
I don't think you can either.
Red. Yeah, I think you can only appeal a red. I think,
and you should be able to. You should be able to retrospectively appeal a yellow card if it leads to a suspension. You should be.
I think so. 100%. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Paul is spot on there. We mentioned didn't we, the Bijol thing just didn't look right when he's just clambering at the back of him in the box, and then do you know the funny thing, when he put his leg through and he made the tackle, he actually got the ball bounced on top of his foot at one stage, and that's when it went over to Wirtz in the brilliant block from James Justin.
Yeah, but do you know why it's not a penalty? It's not a penalty because the Liverpool player initiated the contact.
Well, that's what Chiesa did, didn't he? In the second half as well to Goodmanson. He put his leg through and looped his leg through Goodmanson as well. So yeah, no, I get you. I just don't. They're the ones that give though, just because the defender's the wrong side and there is contact regardless. Because sometimes the player waits for it, don't they? And I get you, but I think I've seen them given a lot because it just doesn't look right.
Oh yeah. You've seen them give them, but if you're not the player that initiates contacts in the box, it should never be a penalty because you've not initiated the contact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but as I said, even VAR getting involved in that one because Bijol goes through and actually the ball bounces off his foot. They go, "Oh, he's got contact on the ball." You see that all the time. They think that's enough of VAR, which isn't quite the right rule or how the rule should go. But yeah, that seems to be enough for them. But ultimately, very good game. Take a point there all day long. There's one last score. Yeah,
100%. Great point, mate. 202 people in the building. We haven't had over 200 in ages. Thanks so much. 114 likes, which is brilliant too. But let's get those likes up. Please smash a like if you're currently watching. To hit 200 is incredible. So I know boys will be happy with that. So yeah, med up. Andy can't get a ticket for Love No Money for Sunday. Still going to sit in the Peacock. Well, I'll be at Peacock beforehand. So if you see me, Andy, we'll have a natter. Right then, boys. Let's move on to last week's debut for this new little segment.
Oh, here we go.
Anybody who knows. Anybody who doesn't, the 200 will soon be gone. Matt Heath's teeth.
I'm in total disbelief, but who the hell is that in Matt Heath's teeth?
Right then, boys. Lads and lasses, every week from now on until I can't be bothered anymore, I'm going to put an image on screen. Ex-Leeds United player Matt Heath. For some reason, we went off on a tangent and started speaking about Matt Heath's teeth, just for the simple reason that Heath and teeth rhyme. Yes, I'm that thick, I'm that dense. So now each week, I'm going to put an obscure Leeds player in. You may know him, you may not. Have a guess and a few clues. And you've got to tell me who's in Matt Heath's teeth. And just one more time, in case you're just in the building, 205 you. Here it is again.
I'm in total disbelief, but who the hell is that in Matt Heath's teeth?
I can see some newbies because some people down here ain't got a clue.
Yeah, can I just say what you said? For some reason, we was talking about Matt Heath's teeth. That reason was categorically because you were drunk.
Oh yeah, I was drunk. I've been out my worst Christmas too. Anyway, boys, right. So without further ado, here is this week's. I'm in total disbelief. But what the hell is going on in Matt Heath's teeth? Right, boys.
Oh, Matty, I can't see that.
I know it's hard. You've got to do what you got to do.
Hold
on. Just sit on it a minute. Signed from Portsmouth in 2012, scored 6 goals in 45 games for Leeds United, and they were infamous. He was infamous for missing an open goal, and it was deemed the miss of the century in 2012.
I don't
player.
I can't actually see his face, man. I'm going to.
It's not Naylor. Is that his name?
Do you think Richard Naylor scored 6 goals in 45
No,
games?
I don't think that's. I don't think it's Richard Naylor. I might ask if this guy's name's Naylor.
He's got a terrible trim, man.
Get
He's
your
got an
comments
awful
in.
trim.
Get your comments in chat. See if
He's
anyone
got
else
an
got.
absolutely horrendous trim.
Honestly, that is bad. He needs an hair transplant there, doesn't he? It's bad as that one.
I'll tell you who's had a great hair transplant. Lucas Perry has had a great hair transplant.
Lucas Perry has, yeah.
I can't tell you who that is. AG, this one's on you, but I don't know who that is.
What's Naylor's first name?
Richard.
Richard,
God,
yeah.
it's not
But
that. It's not
that's
Richard.
not Richard Naylor, is it?
Luke Varney.
You're gonna be looking at it, aren't you? It is Mr. Luke Varney. Yes, Luke Varney. And here's the miss of the century.
It's the miss of the season. There's a moment to forget for Luke Varney.
Oh, he missed it. How has he missed it, boys? That's what you want. How has he missed it, boys?
The miss of the season.
This is where we were.
For Luke Varney
This is where we were. We've come a long way, boys. We've come a long way. We've
Well,
just had a
hang on a
point at
minute.
Anfield.
Luke Varney never
Varney.
looked that bad. He never
Mate.
looked that bad, did he?
Well, that was obviously a windy day, mate. But that was
People
Luke
look-
Varney.
People are worse in people's teeth.
Yeah, the two. People look worse in people's teeth. Honestly, no, it was Mr. Luke Varney, and I'm glad. I'm glad it didn't jump out straight away.
SCK against Leeds, his miss was quite bad when he headed it back at Perry. He headed it at Perry's head. That was quite bad in itself.
Richard, there's no Chat GPT AI there, mate. There's no AI in that,
No, mate, that's
all,
that's
all
homemade.
me, is that, pal? That's all me, mate.
AI
no
wants
AI
none of
there.
that. AI would not own that.
The one. What you saying?
I don't remember Luke Varney looking like that. He looks about like he's 60.
Well, yeah, because he's in his teeth. It is what it is. Get over it. That's how he looks, mate. It's a ropey one. He's had a bad start to the year. You know what I mean? So moving on anyway. But that is this week's Matty's teeth.
Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. I'm in total disbelief, but who the hell is that in Matt Heath's teeth?
I love Bossnass's life. It just makes me feel like I'm really good at something in my life at first time. It's really random and shit. Anyways, moving on. We've got the little manner of this game coming up. Scum, Elland Road, Sunday, 12:30, boys. Talk to me. How excited are you for this one? And you must be excited for this one because this is, for the first time in a long time, we actually have a bona fide chance to actually pagger them on Sunday, let alone beat them. I know we've got injuries, but come on, boys. You've got to be confident in this one.
I'll go. They've got players out, haven't they? I know they've got some at the AFCON. They haven't got delay. The big one is that they don't have Bruno Fernandes. And they're coming to our spot without a Scott McTominay, which he always used to do. He always used to turn into a prime player when he came to Leeds. And honestly, I don't think they've got the legs to deal with us. I don't think they've got the energy. I don't think they've got the physicality to deal with us. We have just got to not get overawed by the name on the scoreboard that says Man United. Don't play the occasion. Do not play the occasion. Obviously, feed off the energy of the crowd, but play the football. Don't play the occasion, because that's the only chance that they've got, is if we get a little bit too overexcited about the occasion and make a silly, daft decision, get a stupid red card, anything like that. Don't get me wrong, they've still got quality. They can still got players like Cunha who can hit a ball from outside of the box, top bins. You've got to be on your guard for stuff like that. But outside those little moments of brilliance, they are so gettable, so gettable. So yeah, just make sure to play the game and not the occasion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd love us to shit ours like Sunderland did with Newcastle. Just put visitors on board, Bossnass. Just put visitors on screen. Don't even let them have any ounce of anything. But yeah, 12:30 kickoff. I won't lie, boys. You know me. I go religiously to Elland Road. Worried me a little bit. I know it's always going to be that when it plays Scum. We've won pretty much every time we've played in the dark at Elland Road. It's always a good atmosphere. 12:30. I know in the Championship and against other sides, it can be a little bit timid. This will still take the roof off. 12:30. Doesn't matter where, what time. Leeds Scum. It's going to be an atmosphere to behold. And AG, and like I say, you was confident as well with Because let's be fair, they've got Bruno out, but us losing Ampadu is equally as important to Leeds as losing Bruno is for Man United. So does it give a bit? You don't think so? No.
No, I think Bruno is a much bigger miss for them than Ampadu is for us.
I think Bruno's huge. He's their best player comfortably. Everything goes through him. He's got the most key chances, most big chance creating the league. All sorts of things. So many goals. Like brilliant footballer. Bruno Fernandes, for all the rat stuff. He's a fantastic footballer.
5 goals, 7 assists, 12 G&A he's got in. 18 games. It's brilliant. The side you aren't even that good, really. Let's be honest.
And the replacement for Ugarte or Casemiro, whichever one you want to put in there, like it's nothing like him. It's a completely different profile. They've got no Maguire, no De Ligt, no Mbermo, no Ahmad, no who else is away off AFCON.
The team is very average. When I look at their lineup,
even Mount's injured.
Yeah, when I look at their lineup, boys, this is no lie. It's not a case of just being biased and because we hate them. I think I struggle to pick any sort of handful of players that I would have in Leeds United squad based on what's playing us.
Cunha's really the only stand-up player they got, really. I mean, I don't think any of them really stand out beyond him, particularly. And he's not even a dead set. I think we are, for me, we're proper favourites for this game.
Let me just go through this lineup. Let me just talk to you about this lineup. Because in the midfield, they're predicted to have Ugarte and Casemiro. That is old age pensioners United.
There's no legs. There's no legs.
No legs. Who's injured?
No legs. Right. Bearing in mind, right, I'll go through the team because this is a dusty Man United team, by the way. They've got Lamens in there, which we were linked to, I believe, in the summer. He's actually not too bad. But then they've got Shaw, Heaven, and Yoro in the back three. But listen, that Heaven is a young kid. He has next to no experience. He's been playing all right.
Yeah.
And then they've got Dallo and Dorgu as wing backs. Dorgu's quite handy if he gets it.
Like
yeah. But that is, listen to this, boys. Ugarte and Casemiro as your legs, as your engine room in the midfield is
horrible.
Shocking. And then they've got Joshua Zirkzee, who I don't rate at all.
Nope.
Mateus Cunha, the big threat, and then Sesko, who just hasn't adapted to English football.
And we've dealt with Thiago, Haaland, Ekatike. I don't see Sesko coming, who's on 2 goals this season, lads, and giving us any problems. Personally, I really don't.
Sesko looks scared. I think Xerxes is actually quite talented, but he's not got a home there at all. The fans are like they're booing him the other week during the game.
Really?
Like he's not interested. They don't want him, and he doesn't want to be there. Like Sesko looks scared of everything he does. Cunha's really talented. Casemiro and Ugarte is horrible. They might play Martinez. I think they probably will play Martinez. But if you're back for Martinez, Shaw, and Heaven, who's about 6 foot, and we've got 3 guys coming forward for set pieces in Bornau, Bijou, and Strauch with DCL, with Stack, they're going to struggle. So
who's the leader in that team? Tell me the leaders in that team that are going to drag them through.
Mate, they're just whiners. Absolutely.
Kuna's probably the biggest leader, but he's not. Yeah.
But you're probably expecting if Bruno ain't playing, you're pretty much hoping and praying if you're a Man United fan that you've got Mason Mount on that pitch and they don't even have him.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
How are they 16th table, AG?
Yeah, they're like you've usually got Cunha, Mount, Fernandes, and Mbermo. And Mbermo's a brilliant footballer. Like really even Maguire and De Ligt are huge misses for them. They both are. Like one of them 2 in the back 3, suddenly completely different as well. They're missing so many players. For me, we are strong favourites in this game. We have got a better side than them for me, and we've got a better setup. We're better coached, and we've got the Leeds fans behind us.
How mad's that to say all that?
I'll tell you why they're 6th in the table. There's 2 reasons.
Bruno
Fernandes and Brian Mbeumo. That is it. That is the only reason.
Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the league at what he does. Is a crazy midfielder who's the best in the league and maybe comfortably. Like
who are they going to get out of that team? Who out of that team is going to be harassing the referee for decisions during that 90 minutes? Because I don't see one of them doing it.
Casemiro's a bit of a knob, isn't he? But
he doesn't harass referees.
He's not.
They haven't got anything. They haven't got leaders, right? They haven't got anyone to give each other rockets. Nothing. They've got nothing in there really. If we again, this could be a stampede. If we go there with that, if we come out with that energy, Stacks running around, they won't like that massive 6'5" German just run. No one can keep up.
Who in that side understands what this fixture means. And I know
Yeah.
we've got I know we haven't played, you know what I mean? But I mean, who in that side, when you look at the youngsters you're on about there as well who are playing, and who in that, like you say, Mason Mount would get it. He's been at Chelsea as well.
Luke
Shaw,
Shaw,
yeah,
probably.
they haven't got many players, so other that get that, you know, even a Scott McTominay who's been in Manchester X amount of years before he moved on, he'd have got it. You know, there's certain players Bruno probably would have understood, but like you look at that side now, Leeds are going to be way up for this. We're in massive great form, 6 unbeaten at home. We don't lose many games at Elland Road, and like I say, this means more to us than it does to them. I do not see how they come to Elland Road and even get a point, boys.
I don't see how we get anything out of this game. I genuinely don't see how we get anything out of this game.
It's craziness to even be that confident in it. But yeah, it's crazy.
The miss for us is Ampadu's long throws. Actually, like that is a big miss. I'd love to get the 3 centre backs forward as much as possible.
Didn't even think of that. But a lot of people say Longstaff might be back. I don't know if you've heard this, but I've not. I watched his press. He did a press, didn't he, at the end of the Liverpool game that they released today, did Leeds United, about 8 minutes long. I don't know if it were back end of there because I didn't see it last couple of minutes. But
is there an inside training on YouTube?
I mean, I'm not sure, but you know,
someone watch it.
Because if Longstaff's fit, he still won't play anyway. I wouldn't have thought we'd been out for so long.
No, he won't be ready to start this, I don't think, but he's a good bench option.
But I mean, do you think lineup wise, what are you thinking, boys? Much same of, or in terms of Bornau? Do you think
Bornau was cramped, wasn't he? So I think he'll be fine. I think Justin will unfortunately probably drop out for Bogle. I think that'd be really unfortunate.
He's got to.
Unless Justin plays instead of Bornau, which may be an option.
But don't forget, we've got Newcastle 3 days after that, haven't we? You know, so
maybe, that might be the case that Justin plays centre back and Bornau can't necessarily do 3 games in 7 days or whatever. And then Gruev Tanaka comes in. Gruev stacked Tanaka, I guess, would have been in midfield 3, I guess. And then it's whether Okafor and the 2 of Okafor and the Metcher. If we do a midfield 3 and 3 at the back, the wing backs, so obviously we'll 2 up front. Then you got 2 of the Metcher, Okafor, DCL. I think he might go back to DCL and the Metcher. But then Aronson isn't starting. I can't see him not starting Aronson because he loves him.
Can you imagine Martinez in defence 5'6" or whatever with Metcher and Calvert-Lewin to deal with?
I think he's got to start Tanaka in this game for me.
But I agree. So you go stack Gruev Tanaka midfield 3, and then he drops Aronson. I'd probably go Nemetra and DCL for this one personally, and keep Okafor and Aronson on the bench. But I don't think he'll do it.
Do you know what the weird thing is? We have a lot of options, and Man United are snookered.
Yeah. I think this is the one playing direct. Nemetra and DCL up there. The Okafor, Aronson, whoever it may have been, a second striker option, which Aronson hasn't really obviously done, to be fair. But I don't know. Okafor isn't aggressive enough on the second balls, whereas Nemetra loves putting his foot in. He loves catching people late. He don't mind putting his body in the way of stuff. I think Nemetra and DCL, that's why that 2 work so well together. But I don't know.
I don't see Aronson out there, do you? I don't see him.
I don't.
Matt says here, Aronson will stay in for Preston. I think Aronson stays in. I do.
Yeah, I do.
Who cares? Everyone can run. Like Aronson runs a lot for the pressing. Like this, that's not the be all and end all of this.
But we say that. But when he came off yesterday,
yeah, but it depends who.
Yeah, I know. But when Aronson and Metcher came off yesterday, that press from the front dropped. Significantly.
No, I agree, but I think that's an Okafor thing. I think Okafor is so laid back, so passive in everything he does. He just wants the ball and to run with it, and he's very, very, very good at that. But so I if you're replacing Aronson with Okafor, yeah. But if you've got Stack, Gruev, Tanaka, it's because Tanaka's a presser, and then you got Nemetra and DCL up front. I think you still got it. I wouldn't say you got to start Aronson because of pressing in there.
Thing is, it's dangerous for Okafor because as soon as he gets labelled as a luxury player, then he doesn't see many minutes. As soon as that happens,
I think he's about there. That's the problem because I say what Okafor's brilliant at is bringing in the team up the pitch, carrying the ball up the pitch. He's brilliant, but he's got to start finding that final ball. He picks defenders out so often. He gets himself into such good positions so regularly.
But listen, the thing that I don't understand is Okafor gets minutes and gets brought into the squad for a transfer fee and stuff like that. But if he carries on the way he is, he could go the same way as Ramazani did because I don't see any. He don't press any harder than Ramazani.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. I say, but what he offers something very. I think he's the best. He's the best in the squad at carrying the ball. Definitely, and there's no doubt about that. But if he keeps not finding a final ball, it's a completely different. Because carrying the ball is great, lovely.
He's good at driving ball like into box. You know, when he's just outside box, he's really good at beating his man and getting into the box and really driving with it. And he did that a few times at Liverpool. It was quite dangerous, but.
You say it's a dangerous position, but he's not picking
final ball.
He picked a Liverpool player out every single time. I know we haven't got 3-4 people in the box, but but he did it every single time. And you have to right, Bossnass. So, but in a 4-3-3, I pick him every time as well because you need in a 4-3-3. Picking 3 defensive midfielders almost, as we have done, you need your wide men to beat a man. You stand him out. And he's the best in the team at that. But he's got to start finding a ball. Otherwise, he will become a luxury player to everyone.
I just think
because you're picking Aronson ahead of him because he can press. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, there's always a reason for someone else. Then,
yeah, I just think it could be one of those where you start seeing Okafor as a second half player early.
Yeah, absolutely. And Okafor won't be happy with that. Thing is, Okafor's type of, and I don't know him obviously, but I think he's a type of player. If you see him on the bench for long enough, he'll lose some interest in it. And that's quite a harsh thing to say, but I think that's who he is because he's such a laid back character. I think that he wants, if you give him the love and etc., you'll get a very good player out of him. But he's got to. I think Farke's backed him to now. He's got to start returning through goals and assists. He's got
problem is if Okafor is going to be a bench option, what does that give Nonto?
I think he'll find any reason not to start Nonto for whatever reason, and it's up to Farke, obviously, all that sort of stuff. I say Farke's earned a bit more respect from me lately that he doesn't like Nonto for whatever reason. Like I think Nonto would have been better against Liverpool than Aronson, but he doesn't.
The conversation goes away, doesn't it? Because the results are doing well.
Yeah.
But if the results are going poorly, these conversations come up again. But you can't please everybody. But he's getting the best out of the squad probably more now than he ever has done. But there is going to be sacrifices, and that would be potentially a Dan James if that probably is a Willie Nonto. It's just the way it is, isn't it?
You can have players in a squad that for some reason, especially when you've seen a system change like we have at Leeds United, that you just struggle to fit into a system. And Nonto might just be, one of those players, but. Yeah, I just think, Farke has the tendency to now recently to try and play Okafor centrally, but more as a second striker. But he still always kind of drifts out left to his natural position. I don't know. I hope that we see the best out of Okafor because I don't think we've seen it yet. Hopefully,
I agree with that. I don't think there's many more talented footballers in our squad than Okafor. So we should be still obviously driving to get the best out of him and find how that works. There's not many players. Well, I get too far ahead of myself, but the way he beats a man and his pace, there's not many players like he's really good in the Premier League at that. He actually stands out. He'll beat a player, but he's got to find a final ball. Someone said Nonto don't press well. I think that's a bit of a myth. I think Nonto presses really well. I think Nonto's good defensive. I think Nonto tracks his man well. I think, and someone said about form with Nonto. It's so unfair because he doesn't start games. What's he supposed to come on and just pull the Premier League apart in 10 minutes every single time? It's just not going to happen. We don't know what form he's in because he doesn't get games of football. He doesn't get enough minutes to see his form. And then you'll go, we got 90 minutes there. Well, that's one game.
Thing is with Nonto, he came on against Liverpool at home, mate, and about 15 minutes won a penalty. And then he came on against Brentford, had 12 minutes and got an assist for the ECL. Like brilliant. For me, I don't think he's been bad in time we've seen him. But like you said, there is going to be a few players who are unhappy, but he's getting probably more out of the squad than he has.
It's exactly why you don't get knocked out of the League Cup by Sheffield Wednesday.
Bang on money.
These are the types of games that your fringe players rely on to put their hand up and say, "I'm ready, Gaffer."
Yeah. I mean, we were lucky when you look at it, Bossnass, on that point. If we'd have stayed in League Cup, you'd have had Bornau and Justin getting a couple more games under the belt than going into Liverpool as cold as they went in. Derby next weekend, a lot of people will write that off. We'll speak about that next week. They'll write that off, FA Cup. Be nice to go through another round to get some of these players. Get Sam Byron. Sam Byron went on bench yesterday. Imagine if he'd have had to come on for the last 10 minutes, 0-0 because of an injury. Do you know what I mean? Imagine a couple more cup run, a couple of cup games in there from getting a run or two. All of a sudden, these players might have 2 or 3 games under the belt. So those games are quite vital. But yeah, Derby should be fun. It should be. Right then, boys. Let's move on.
By the way, they are vital. And sorry, mate. Don't underestimate a couple of home games in the FA Cup makes you £2-3 million extra. And that can pay like. Don't underestimate all that sort of stuff. Getting past that first round, it's all money as well, and it all goes towards PSR. And actually, this whole because going to PSR now, but the whole thing of I'll run out of PSR, we're up to PSR limit at the end of the summer. It's a completely different thing. It's a movable thing, PSR. That's how it works. If you finish a few places above you, it's not like, so if you've got no money, like at the end of the summer, it doesn't mean you've got no money in January necessarily. So, you know, like actually it's all worth, positions in the league worth £3 million. A run to the FA Cup can pay for Goodmanson for the Euro into the quarterfinal. There's all sorts of things going on here. So let's make sure we win that game. Get Harry Grayson games of football. Like whatever it may be,
he'll get some games.
Oh, there you go.
Right, 198 people watching, 140 likes. Can we get that to 150? We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Really?
Score predictions for Man United. Score predictions. I'm going to go
3-0 Leeds. 3-0 Leeds. Done. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. No.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, last said you were quick, but fuck me, that was quick. Late Night Leeds, not late about AG. I tell you that. Wow, 3-0. Fucking hell. Yeah, I've got your kit off yet. Go on, Paul. What are you saying?
I'm gonna go with 2-0. 2-0. 2-0 Leeds.
And I'm going to go with my mate Paul Smith here, 3-1. I think we concede, just on basis we tend to, don't we? But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. And that is unbelievable that we're all predicting we win by a couple of goals, a couple of clean sheets there by you two as well. And like I say, we've touched on it already, but we are super, super confident going into this. 2-1, 1-1. No one's predicting a loss yet. Get your comments in for the score prediction. A Desmond, says Roger Slicker. Ooh, a Desmond. 4-3 from Bob Young.
Man United could come in and do what we did to Liverpool yesterday. Quite, you know, if they were. But I don't think Man United have the. I think it'd go against their pride.
Sorry, Mo. Oh, got me that. Sorry. Cheers, Eddie. Oh God, sorry, Bossnass. So proud to be released tonight, says Leon's. Yeah, 100%. 2-1, says Darren. I'm going 1-1 draw, Dominic. Would a draw be horrendous for us? Would that really? I mean, it depends how game plays out, doesn't it? Don't get me wrong, but is a draw unacceptable at this point, or it's still Man United? It's
because we've got 8 points clear of West Ham because they've got Arsenal.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Just
want to touch on West Ham as well a little bit before I move on to start comments, right?
Oh no, not West Ham. Who West Ham got? Bournemouth have got Arsenal, have they?
Bournemouth.
West Ham have got Wolves. West Ham have got Wolves away. It's time to write them off.
They may close gap a little bit, right? Anyway, they've just signed a young player called Pablo, striker from Portuguese, 20 million quid, and the linked out there with Castellanos. We were looking a few years ago. Has he come in, or is he coming in? Fabio.
Coming, yeah.
So
that's two strikers, which will mean Bowen can probably go on to wing his natural position rather than playing through middle. All of a sudden, you've got these teams straight off the bat, lads, spending big in the key areas they need it. And West Ham have needed a striker, let's be fair. Wilson's injured as well. But we've heard from Farker, we're not going to have anyone in the side, even if we sign them, until after the FA Cup game, I think on the 11th of Jan. Are we in danger of leaving it too late? And also, are we in danger of the 49ers and Farker thinking we've got enough here because we're doing quite well? Because I heard that a lot at the ground yesterday, and that's what I worry about.
Right, this one, Tete Castellanos, Lazio player, been there a little while now.
You'll know about
absolutely fallen off a cliff. He's terrible. Since moving from the MLS, this, that, and the other, he's gone into Lazio. I've seen him play. The guy's a donkey. I don't know if they spent 21 million euros on him. You've got Lazio people, Lazio fans in some of the Serie A groups that I'm in on WhatsApp, absolutely laughing their tits off that they've spent that much money on him. The guy's honestly
29 million quid.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's just horrendous way to spend. That is a panic buy. The dude that I've the Pablo Jesus one from Gil Vicente, people like are saying he moves really awkwardly, but he's got a finish on him, which is what West Ham needs. But when you look into it, his GNA is actually quite good over there, but it's nowhere near what Gyökeres did there the year before, and he's only on 5 goals, and half of them have come from penalties. So the actual standard of the competition over there is pretty poor. If you're a decent if you're an okay footballer, then you will score goals over there. What I'm trying to say is they might have just spent best part of 50 million. And this is on West Ham channels, by the way. It's a channel called Claret and Booze. It's a really good one, like one of the better West Ham channels. He's really worried. On the surface of it, Your team spends 50 million on 2 strikers. Everyone gets really, really excited, right? Because it's just a couple of foreign names that sound good, and two big like kind of amounts of money, and you get excited. You think, right, that's it. But look under the surface. I can say from because I watch Juventus. For anyone that doesn't know, I watch Serie A every week. I've seen Tati Castellanos, and he's not good. He's not good. He had promise as a youngster. He's not good.
Good. I'm glad you said that. Made me feel a lot better, mate. Because I just saw them doing bits and thought, here we go.
They need loads more than that as well. They're midfield.
Of course they do.
Like Suchek. I mean, it's they've got no mobility in there. They're playing what's the young lad? I can't remember anyway. But I think they need loads more than that. I think Kilman doesn't look very good at centre back. They need so much more than a couple of strikers and hope they'll just score. Obviously got some good players, but they are 6s and 7s. They're adrift a little bit already. It could take a three game swing and they could be miles off it. And that's the problem for them. And they're buying 2 players and playing Premier League 4 and hoping they hit the ground running. That's a massive ask. Yeah. Massive.
Of course it is. And the pressure, especially on the young lad, that Pablo, there's some pressure on him there, a young lad, to come and try and keep West Ham in division, isn't there?
Yeah, Best way I can put it is this. They've gone out and spent 50 million and their best striker is still Callum Wilson.
100%.
Yeah,
all right. I'm buzzing you said that, because I was getting a little bit worried seeing them do.
No, that's 100%. That's absolutely the best way to put it. That's because it's absolutely true.
And the second best striker still Jared Bowen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I seen that today and I thought, oh, here we go. But like I say, I don't think we're going to start looking or bringing people into maybe that second week. But what do you think we need? I don't want to spend too long on this. I want to get through star chats before we finish up. But what do you think we need, boys? And do you think it's realistic that we get what we need?
I'd like a centre back. I'd like another centre back. I'd like possibly left back cover. And this might be controversial, but I wouldn't mind another striker as well.
I think the striker will be the first one for me, actually. I think probably someone to cover off DCL a little bit, potentially. I'd like a ball playing 8, maybe as well, so we can stick more with that 3 in midfield and have someone that can put their foot in but can actually create as well. Centre back cover. Bornau did well the other day, but yeah, probably centre back cover as well. I think the thing is, if you go through it, there's probably 5 or 6 things we could do.
I just
put a couple of priorities.
Genuinely, it makes me feel a little bit nauseous knowing that if DCL, for some reason, let's just say, for instance, against Man United, Luke Shaw goes through in broken leg, right? And then you're stuck. And then I'm not saying Metcha's not a good player, but he's going to be a prolific goal scorer in this league. And it just changes the whole outlook. I just want don't even have to be somebody as established as DCL, but just somebody that kind of fills that fox in the box kind of role.
I agree. Like I said earlier, mate, just seeing DCL on the bench at the start against Liverpool deflated the away support to it. And there were other components to that too, but that was a massive, why has he done that? To have him injured for a sustained period, even like a Rodon injury, 4 games, the worry would be there. And I like Metcha, and I think we all have a little soft spot for Pirro, but the drop-off's quite massive.
Yeah.
The drop-off's quite massive.
Him, does he? Pirro's just sitting on the bench. He doesn't get a look in. Farr doesn't see him as in working any which way in his system. Nonto's not far off that. Harrison's gone that way as well now. So we've got a lighter squad, even though we're 24. But Melier he's gone. His wages.
Harrison, is it too much to expect? Is it too much to expect that we go out there with the same kind of energy that Sunderland did in summer and just targeting teams that are desperate for players and try to get some more money out of them? Say for a team in the Championship chasing promotion, try and offload a Pirro for a good price. Have a look.
Coventry are interested out in Pirro. Yeah. Just do it.
Have a look at the MLS. See if there's a route out there for Jack Harrison to have finish his career nicely over there. Have a look
Coventry. Sorry, Dan. Coventry Pirro would be perfect and what I would do, I know people want money now, a loan to buy, you inflate the price, the money still comes in on an obligation when they get promoted because they're already so many points above. They'll go, 15 million, Pirro gets us up. 15 million guaranteed when we go up, we'll pay it. We don't care. Could even more than 15 million. Could be 18 million potentially. Could be any sort of number.
It's a lot of money to pay for Coventry, though, if they already think they're going up and then they think, well, Pirro can't do it in Prem.
Yeah, but people don't worry about that. Like Burnley didn't last season, did they? They bought 3 or 4 players like they knew couldn't do it because people don't really worry about that. 18 million is not really a problem. And if we can get that money and that money comes in before the end of June, that's in this year's PSR. So if it's almost a dead cert, we can gamble a little bit on that. And it's not gamblers in if it doesn't go away, we go bust. Like it's actually like we can say that probably will happen, and I think you can get more money that way.
Yeah, true. Eddie says we'll put us against Derby. To be fair, that'll be quite telling. What by that point maybe he's gone, but that'll give you a good indication. What it maybe of who's going to be leaving too if you don't see Harrison if he's still there. And
also one of the things that teams in like Serie A and lesser, more affluent leagues do to kind of entice and push transfer out is just to offer a loan with an obligation. I wouldn't mind that. If that means getting Harrison and Melie out, well, they don't have to pay any money up front. Do it like a dodgy car finance deal. Take it away off the forecourt, but you have to pay us in summer. I'm happy with that as well.
Yeah,
100%.
There was a rumour come out, wasn't there, about Jack Harrison potentially going to Valencia. For me, send Ramazani back to us. He can be the Harrison option off the bench potentially for Leeds, and let Harrison go to Valencia. But I find that crazy that Valencia want Jack Harrison.
There is so much wheeling dealing that can be done on that. If you can loan these players out with obligation options, they're going to come back probably, and they might not. And you clear the wages off for the rest of the season. Clubs, club the other end, they got great deals. Got to pay Harrison 40 grand for the season. They, top flight Spanish leagues, they won't care about that. But you clear up 1.5 million, whatever, for the rest of the season, and you can get a loan in as a result. It doesn't cost you anything because you cleared the money off. Like it's really quite straightforward. But there's loads of deals we could do like that.
Do you think, lads, we've got enough if we didn't have an injury at DCL, a major injury? Do you think we've got enough? If they roll the dice, if they go with it,
I don't.
This is a Leeds United thing. This is a totally Leeds United thing. What we do is we hope instead of controlling our own destiny, and it really is not a good way to run a business. Never mind a football club.
There's transfer business with that though as well, boss. That's it.
It was. But at some point, you have to stop doing that. At some point, you've got to stop. You've got to stop taking risks like that. You've got
100%.
We've got an opportunity here, especially with how the team's playing, which they're playing very, very good at the minute, to ride that momentum and just solidify it with a couple of very solid signings, and then just ride off into the sunset and start looking, potentially being safe. Like, a few weeks to spare.
Yeah, just ask themselves, have we got enough? It's the wrong question because the answer might be yes or no. It doesn't really matter. What you've got is an opportunity to improve, invest, and try and take control of what you're doing. If we finished 4 places above where we thought we were going to finish, we finance planned for in terms of it's £3 million per spot in the Premier League. £3 million to finish 2 spots higher. Good months and doesn't cost you anything this year on PSR, for example. It doesn't take a lot. So you can. That's what Sunderland looking at. Sunderland go, well, actually, if we budgeted for 17th, if we now finish 7th, that's £30 million more in our back pockets. That pays for 2 or 3 players for the whole year for us, wages and transfer fees amortized over the year. There's so much in this. The reward of finishing high in the Premier League is so big. £3 million per spot, it's massive. So you can actually go, well, if we can get a couple more players in, if it does cost us £6 million for us a year, we'll finish 2 million places higher. That's all covered off. Yeah. So, and even if we don't, we're still in the Premier League. So great. So you can honestly, I think it's such an opportunity. It'd be mental to just. It's like looking at gift horse in the whatever it's called.
It's basically like going. Is our aim to achieve the minimum requirements to stay in the league, or do we have ambition to do better than that? Because if you aim for the minimum requirements, there's always the thing where you fall below them, and then that's it. But it's like if you're a shareholder in a company, and the basic requirements that you have as shareholders is that we make 150 million profit in a calendar year, and that's what they outlay to you in the annual general meeting. And you go, hang on a minute, surely that's the minimum requirement. We should be going for double that. And if we get anywhere, it's like just go above what you need to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Ramazani can come back, mate. Yeah, we can recall him back. Right then, I'm sorry that I've had to fly through chat today. There's 204 people still watching, you crazy people. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's mad for us. That is probably the best we've ever had on this show. So please smash a like. We're on 154. Can we get that to about 170? I won't take piss. We can get another 16 likes, can't we, out of it? Right. Moving on to the last bit, we'll be finishing up in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to quickly fly through these as we approach midnight. But yeah, last part of the show is Star Chat. All right then, boys. Who starts instead of Ampadu on Sunday? I think Tanaka comes in, me, and Grueff stays in there. So I think, boys. Give me a name, both of you.
Tanaka Grueff Stark, I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, because if he wants to keep Aronson aside, he's got to then take a midfielder out to put Okafor and a Metro or DCL back in potentially. Otherwise, he's going to go to the 5-4-1. So I think there's more to it than that. I think, because it's not going to be a straight swap, because I think you got to do a couple of swaps to get the team he'll want for a home game. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if say an Okafor starts instead of Ampadu for this game, for example.
Wow.
Which then Aronson drops more in, because we've done a 3-4-3 a lot at home as well, and that's what it could be.
Yeah.
And he can just stack Grueff in there.
Grueff has to play it for me, because you need that player that's going to shield the back four.
And it's always been that. If Ampadu's not playing Gruevis. So Elland Road, nobody's fancying coming to our home ground now. All the other Premier League teams are starting to take notice. Yeah, I mean, let's be fair, lads. Over years, we've had moments where we've been the laughing stock. We've been away. We've been slapped. We've had teams come to Elland Road and beat us. It's never really felt like it feels now, which it's been a fortress in Championship for 2 years, but it feels even more now, going up that level of quality into the Premier League. Yeah, we've lost a couple of times, but we're in the game. We haven't lost by more than a goal at Elland Road. I don't think this season. No, we haven't tight games. We lost to Tottenham 2-1. We lost to can't remember what else we lost to. Lost a couple, haven't we, I think? But competitive every game. And let's be fair, when you come to Elland Road, you know what you're going to get, and they will be definitely not enjoying that experience, I don't think. Who's saying Bornau gets sold now? It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. It's only been one game, but he looked a better player than I thought.
I do, and it's not based on it's not based on his performance yesterday, because I thought he was actually very impressive for somebody that's coming with no match sharpness. But I'm pretty sure I've read that he wasn't happy with the minutes he's played this year. And for me, if he's unsettled and he wants more minutes, he's not going to be guaranteed them by Farker over Biol, over any of our centre backs. So just on that basis,
yeah,
I think Richard Hogan just said Aronson doesn't get in 3-4-3. He's played in a 3-4-3 a few times already, even if mid-game or so. It was at Sunderland as a 3-4-3 he was playing. So it's not a completely alien concept that Aronson gets in a 3-4-3.
Yeah.
I think he has a few times. I think Fark finds ways to get him in the side.
It might not have started that way, but it's in the game. It's gone that way.
I think absolutely. He played that way.
Paul Brennan, Clicky is at Elland Road on Sunday in the stands. Football pundit for Polish TV. Would be good to get him on the pitch. Yeah, it's class. We love Clicky. If you get seen by any of your fans, will be over the moon with that. It's nice to have him back. What's this? James Justin showed why we splashed 10 million on a cover player. He can do anything across the back line. I think, I've seen a lot of content creators and even in people in chat as well saying that we'd maybe wasted a little bit of money on Bornau and James Justin. I never felt the James Justin signing was ever a bad signing. I know for a backup, 9 million sounds a lot. If you don't get played at the end of the season, you look at it and go, well, but I think you're going to have moments like we had at Anfield where he is just such a great player. And there's an argument that he could start for, if he were at Wolves, he'd be starting for me. If he were at Burnley, he'd be starting. Well, Leeds United, we're pushing a bit higher than that. But I think he's a Premier League starter at a side who are fighting relegation. And he's on our bench, so it's not bad depth, lads.
Yeah, I'd say, having 10 million on the bench isn't a bad thing. If you look at Chelsea or anyone like that, they're like 30, 40 million pound players on the bench. The thing which I like about James Justin is he seems happy to play a rotational role in the squad. And when you've got quality like that, that's happy to see rotational minutes. You hang on to them because they're not too easy to come across.
When we signed Justin, I was a bit miffed by it. I don't know if anyone remembers. I was like,
he was. Yeah, he was.
I've always liked that signing, always.
But it's fun, isn't it? Like, he starts one game, everyone's like, see, 10 million. Oh, yeah, 10 million one game. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. You're finding a balance. But to be honest, I've seen enough. with signing any player under Fark is if Fark fancies them and Fark utilises them, and he's utilised Justin quite a lot this season already.
Yeah, he has.
And £10 million for a player that's playing as much as he is absolutely fine in the Premier League.
Is the upgrade? Is the upgrade of Byram? Isn't it? He can play left, right, and he can play at centre half. He's literally an upgrade on Byram, and we know.
He can play centre half in a free. Since we changed to a free, he is a better option as well because he can play centre half in a free. So suddenly there's more positions he can play now as well.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's further.
I think we paid £10 million for a good insurance policy.
Yeah, I agree. And like you say, you need them on bench, mate. You do.
Yeah.
This one from Roger. Good morning from the Gold Coast. Hey up, buddy. I hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year. Happy with the performances and results. In Farker we trust. Love your post over the last few days, mate. Thanks so much, buddy. Classing it when just people all over the world, people wherever you are. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We really, really do.
Hey man, thoughts go out to the Gold Coast as well with what happened a few weeks ago.
100%. Absolutely.
Echo that, buddy. We've seen, was that Michael Gott? We've seen Daniel Farker formation from the formation he started with earlier in the season. What and who influenced the team? Do you think it was Daniel alone, his staff, or even the players? What we're saying, boys? Is it just?
This is the funnest one for me. This is a really fun one for me because I can't work it out. It's been such a change. I think he's either started listening to his staff more or stopped listening to his staff. And I think it's probably the first one. I think he's starting to listen. As I keep saying, that Arsenal game was like a child set us up. It was so stupid and daft and naive and all those sorts of, level of competency there was non-existent. And I think we've gone from that to setting up like we did away at Liverpool, which makes so much sense. And I've never doubted Fark's ability to drill away at playing or get best out of players. It's the way, his ideology and the way he wants to set up was the problem. And, it's taken him a while to realise. But however it's come about, whether it's more influence with staff or outside, I think something happened with the club where they definitely sat down and go, this is what we're playing for. Why are you not doing it? I think he's been influenced from maybe his staff or someone else within the club. Whether, there's talk about Jurgen Klopp got hold of him, wasn't there? Jurgen Klopp's been speaking to him. There's talk about Greta Steinson maybe spoke to all sorts of things. So something has changed. And what it is, I don't know. Because I think it's been quite radical.
I think he's been in a car crash and banged his head.
Through his hair.
Yeah. This one as well, Top Banana just put in, you've got to remember Pascal hasn't had his yearly injury yet. That is a great point. That tends to happen. Right then, we're going to leave it there. There's still 191 people watching. Honestly, I can't get over numbers tonight. Thanks so much for your support. 169 likes. Woohoo. Let's get a few more likes on before we vacate. But yeah, boys, go on, boss. That's what you're saying.
Because, hey, people, if you can, right? Because I always forget I've got these, right? So I thought I'd ask you because you might have forgot as well, right? If you've got some of those high points and you don't use them, chuck us some high points on this video. I love you forever.
Yeah, hype. Yeah, you can do.
Put the high points on. Why not?
We never say that, do we? Yeah. Conclash, a great stream, great show, guys. Cheers, Aina. But cheers, we'll love you and leave you on there. Please smash a like on the way out. It's going to be a good one next week when we're talking about when we're reviewing a battering of scum. But
just quickly, I have two favourite viewers, and I don't know why. Richard Hogan, I really like because I watched him on subs, and he knows what he's talking about. Oh, he just says something at the end. I love Ida. Don't know why.
Ida's class.
They're my two favourites. Yeah. Sorry, everyone else.
No, you're all my favourites. You're all my favourites.
Yeah, Bill's my ride or die. William Morrison is my ride or die. All right, Bill.
I love you all.
I love Bill. God, that goes without saying.
Great content. No, seriously, thanks for everyone. Unbelievable. Top Banana as always. So many people shouting out, like, all stream, like, get more.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you for everyone's support. Incredible.
Great content.
As Matty said earlier, we do actually really enjoy doing this show. We started just an idea. Let's do something on a Friday, 10 o'clock, see what sticks. And yeah, it's been phenomenal. Sport's amazing.
And days like today with those sort of numbers just make it all worthwhile. So thank you so much. So yeah, we'll love you and leave you. Right, everybody. Take care. See you on next one. Bye-bye.